Starting. None of this really matters. 1 year anniversary. And
come on, damn. It's so quiet.
we should have been playing music or something before. But anyways, it's the 1 year anniversary, and I'm super excited about this. We've been holding each other back about like reminiscing. But it's episode 52, and I'm really happy. I've been excited all day to record this episode. And yeah, today we have a special guest, a returning guest, one of our favorite guests, probably my favorite guest of all time.
Yeah, still highest rated episode.
One that is mentioned quite often.
Yes.
One that is, I'm just kidding. We have Angelo back again, Vintage, aka Vintage NAZ.
Yay, what's up, guys? I'm glad you guys have me back. Like I commented recently, I wanted to come back, and you guys always hype me up that it was the highest. Watch,
it is. It still
watch,
is.
Listen.
It still is.
I kind of don't believe that, but I appreciate it.
We'll show you the numbers.
I was like, we can show you.
That shit's unbelievably like higher than everything.
I don't see how though.
Like it's an outlier when it comes to the rest.
Though.
But
so dope.
Anyways, and also I should have said that in the beginning. An unexpected guest because we. Didn't, we did not.
So thank you for that.
Yes, thank you guys.
Like 12 hours ago, I was trying to figure out what the fuck we were gonna do.
Yeah.
And then Rob was like, "Let me, look at that."
Oh,
what does it say?
True.
That's above anything.
Far and above this next.
That's the first
episode.
one.
Yeah, the very.
You're at 100 and I'm not gonna say.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. All right, well, I believe it now.
But what's it called?
That's crazy. Oh, let's do the shot.
Yes, okay, let's do this.
Celebrate for
and
you guys.
Should we say already about this is gonna be the
this is gonna be a video episode. We can promise that.
The one.
Oh, dope.
This is gonna be the one, the first one, right?
Right.
Yes.
To be put out. The first one to be put out. And
it's gonna be video on Spotify also.
By the way, if you're a video editor that wants to work for free,
we got a lot of backlogs.
If you just want to grind it out for like 2 weeks,
we're gonna go somewhere soon.
Right.
Stick with us. I promise you.
Just buckle down real quick. That's what I watched.
It'll be worth it in the end.
Here, do you wanna?
Oh,
is this?
I want both.
That's the one everyone's been going crazy over. Yeah, it's the new. You know how the rappers have a new wave of liquor. That's.
What's his name? Casablanca drinks this shit.
I don't even know who that is.
That's not his name.
Casablanca.
I don't know who that is.
The Rock.
Casanova.
Oh, okay. I have mine.
What, 2 times?
The one with the big.
Yeah. He definitely does. Yeah.
The one who's in jail right now.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's sad, bro.
Man, we were just talking about the rapper situation.
Yeah.
It's
but
dangerous.
He got fed charges. You know, I heard it was Kevin Gates. He said it on $1 Million Worth of Game, and he was like, when you see that United States versus your name, he's like, you know you lost. He was like this. He was like, it's different the state or like the county. Like when you see the United States of America versus you, he's like, you're done, son.
Yeah.
He's like, don't worry about it. He's like, that means they've been watching you for at least 5 years.
Yeah. That's the crazy part is you think you're getting away, slipping by things,
what are we talking about?
Like, nope, we're just taking that down.
Kevin Gates saying, once you see United States versus your name, you're dead.
Yes.
So 1 year, 252 episodes. Rob, do you want to say anything? Menda? It's been a long run.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening.
And it's over.
This is it.
This is it, guys.
That makes everything worth it. We're here. Like, just keep listening. Damn. Like,
Please.
don't stop because
please keep listening.
This should make you want to listen more now.
Yeah.
We're definitely not going to stop after doing it for
I
a
was
year
going to
straight.
say that. Shout out to you guys because there's a lot of my friends that I want to support them, but they fall off like next week they stop posting on their page.
Yeah.
So it's like the fact that you guys are still going a year later, that makes me want to keep supporting more.
Yeah.
And like to people out there that are doing their thing, keep going.
Please.
And I want to support you.
I think we mentioned that. Like we want to support so bad.
But you have to keep going.
Yes.
Like I can't repost. What do I look like if I repost you on my page? And then they go to your page, they follow you, and nothing.
Yeah.
Like you never post anything again.
Nothing.
So it's like, that's why I'm always like, kind of like, I don't know if I can post you. You know what I mean? It's not because I don't like you. It's because show me
what the fuck you want me to post?
Exactly. Yeah. Show me some consistency. What you guys have been doing.
They're gonna buy your shirt and then you never put out anything ever again.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we'll be better about posting too. An episode comes every week.
Yeah.
That's all you need, honestly.
Our Instagram will be better.
Yeah. That comes with it though.
But this is 1 year and we've gotten this far. We were just talking about how last time Angelo was here, we didn't have cameras, we didn't have 4 mics, we were in the room, and
studio next.
Thugging it out.
I have a girlfriend now.
Life's changed.
Life's changed. It's be coming up, baby.
It's up. It's up.
Here's to 1 year, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Congratulations.
Cheers.
Thank you for reaching. You don't have to do it. I just took half of it. Like, you don't have. I'd be like, fuck that, bro. I don't
the
do
crazy
that.
thing is,
they took tequila though.
I love tequila, bro. Like,
y'all took tequila. I took the rum.
You're wild.
You're wild. Well, but while we're doing that, while you're recovering,
that's like a little carbonated.
I brought celebration
Trues. Oh.
Some what?
Some Trulies?
Oh, I thought you said
is that not what that was?
I thought you said. Oh no, that was
a liquid.
That was on my podcaster shit. I was gonna.
Yeah.
But
this episode is brought to you by
Liquid Dash.
But I brought you guys gifts. So for Nate, which it worked out. I know you like the subtle
Carhartt boys.
So I got you this Carhartt long sleeve.
Nice.
That's for you. And then got this one for Rob. It's a Disneyland, like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Nice.
If you want to pass that around.
With the mead.
Thank you. Yes.
With the mead.
This is
and
crazy.
last but not least, can't forget the other co-host. I got you. This one is just like a 90s shirt.
Nice.
If it's too big, then you could just, use it as a sleep shirt.
Or Rob will
whatever,
take it.
You know what I'm
saying?
Because he's like, oh, it's purple. I see purple.
I did see the purple. I
just love the colors on that one.
I do love the colors on that
That would
one.
have been fire.
So yeah.
Oh.
So that's for Amanda, but all right.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah,
Thank you, Angelo.
Yeah.
That was so nice.
Definitely gonna wear
you run a
this.
business on this, so that's super.
This episode is brought to you by Vintage and AZ.
This episode is brought to you by Vintage and AZ. Follow him on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Not WhatsApp. Is that it? What's
What
up?
not?
What not?
Is it
Oh
what?
yeah, I forgot about. I was like, WhatsApp. Yeah. I need a WhatsApp.
He's like, no.
What is it? What's it called?
Oh yeah, we could talk about that too. It's a new app. It's called Whatnot.
Whatnot.
I am doing a show on there tomorrow, but it's like this new cool app. Basically, people were doing like. Remember I told you guys last time about the auctions, like on lives where people are bidding on stuff?
The one that
this app does it all through their platform. So like I don't got to worry about like literally when you bid on something, it takes your payment. Like right then. It takes care of shipping, so you don't have to DM the person or nothing. Like,
or especially if people win and they just bail out.
Exactly, you can't do that because it charges your card. Like once you win the auction. So yeah, it's like a whole new like platform. So I've been.
That's so cool.
I was like, I'm gonna sign up for this. I saw
there's
a lot of shit on there.
I tuned in and I waited for you to see my name and give me a shout out, and I just left.
Did I shout you out?
What's up? Peace.
No,
I probably didn't see it.
No, I tuned in and you were like, you were doing auction. You were busy.
Okay.
You were preoccupied. But
yeah, I try to shout it out, but a lot of people were saying they didn't see me shout them out, and I'm like, I think it doesn't show. Sometimes you gotta like throw a comment or something. But yeah, but it's a dope app. So I've been on there. I've been trying to be consistent like every Sunday.
Yeah.
And within that hour, we usually run through like 13 shirts. It's pretty crazy.
Oh, that's
so
sick.
Yeah, it's sick.
That's a cool platform though.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. So yeah, if you want to check
follow
it out,
what's the ad name?
It's called Whatnot, and then it's my Instagram at it's Vintage NAZ INAZ.
Shout out.
So yeah, check it out.
It's gonna be
But
sweet.
yeah, enough about me.
No, we have to. I mean, you were the first guest, and we were saying how it's perfect because it was episode 26 that the last time you was on. So what is this exactly?
Exactly twice.
That's so crazy.
What is that? 6 months?
6 months. Yeah.
Damn.
6 months.
The 6 month mark and the
Does
1
it
year
feel
mark.
like you guys been like?
Yeah. How do you guys
long?
feel? I know how I feel about it, but what do you guys think? Like, how does it feel 1 year ago from today?
It doesn't feel that long.
It feels more because I enjoy doing audio. Like I enjoy doing stuff like this. So this was to me it's practice. So I've never even looked at it as work.
That's true.
So
yeah.
There's some days though.
No, there were days we were like, nigga, I feel like recording.
There were some days where we were like,
you will walk in and feel it like we don't feel like doing it.
Yeah, I bet.
I was asleep.
The 3 days.
Damn.
The 3 days in a row, and that's another, like we mentioned it last week, where the kids walking in and shit in the beginning episodes, and just it was so like we were just starting out, and like but even the first like 4 we recorded those pieces of shit episodes.
Yeah, they were just saying. Zoe heard it the other day. She said, "I think I just heard us in the background because I was listening to it in the car."
Oh wow!
I was like, "Yeah, that is you in the background. Shut up next time."
Damn.
But yeah, it's so cool seeing, because we really like zooming out and really seeing how far we've kind of
come a long way.
And when it feels like we really haven't, but like when you really look at it, like we actually we've been doing this for a year straight. And I guess it was just natural if we just want more, we want it to be better all the time.
Yeah.
For sure.
People know how this came about, like why we even started it? We said it in the pilot, I'm sure, but probably not.
We might have.
I don't even think I know.
The pilot's not even technically the
That's
pilot.
not the first one we recorded.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's like the 5th one we recorded. But we basically started, because we always wanted to make a podcast. It was going to be Brothers and a Brother. And we would, because you guys moved here in 2018, and there was a lot of conversations being had. And whether it was the back porch, front porch, or when my brother lived on 35th Ave, that was Angelo was there some of those nights. And it was just like we would mention it often, where it's like we should start a podcast. Do you have water? I need some water, please.
After that shot.
Yeah, I was like, I feel that shit in my throat. But but yeah, it was basically like,
You're fine, go ahead. Yeah, who cares?
yeah, we'll cut to
movie.
We'll cut to Rob.
Yeah.
It's just like a bootleg.
That's what we did. The 2-camera thing does help with that.
I have one. Thank you.
But yeah, like it was basically like we would have
Me
these
too, please.
long conversations and be like, we should like just start a podcast just for fun. Me and my brother would make cover art, like, oh, this would be the cover or whatever. And then eventually, the beginning of 2021, or like the end of 2020, I remember telling you, like, I kind of want to start one. Like, I really want to start one, like, by myself.
You said the what of 2020? The end?
The end of 2020, beginning of 2021. I was mentioning it to you.
Yeah.
I was like, I kind of want to start one. Like, and I was asking you, like, what should I buy?
Because I was trying to remember how close it was to pandemic. Because I feel like
it was in dead middle. It was in the
Yeah, I'm about to say, I keep feeling, it was March 2020 where it popped off, but you forget it still lasted for like a
long ass time, yeah.
Half. We were in the house.
And I remember it was cold, and every time you guys would leave, it was like around like the end of the holidays, whatever. And I was just like, what? Like, you have to send me links. Like, I want to do this. I don't want to like talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
And then I bought this mic, the stand, and everything. Everything you told me to buy. And then you were like, I already have a mic, so we could just be me and you. And so
I was streaming. I was video game streaming at the time, which is exhausting. That's why I don't do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you were doing that for a little minute.
Yeah.
That shit was cool
like,
too.
You gotta talk to us. I'm like, bro, I can't play games and talk.
Like,
to this
fuck
chat.
off.
Like, yeah, kiss my ass. I ain't about to do that.
But yeah, so we started, and I didn't know what it would be about. I knew I couldn't just have it about anything, because who the fuck knows where that would go. And then,
yeah, me too.
They're like, this is a lounge podcast. We don't care about your opinions.
Exactly.
We don't give a shit on what you think about pop culture.
Yeah. And then I realized, like, a lot of the time in our regular everyday conversations, we would say, it's like that one movie. Like, that saying would come up often. We would mention movies all the time. And I was like, why don't we just like make a podcast about movies?
Yeah.
Like, and just like pick a movie, or pick a genre, or pick whatever we want, and then, or pick a year of movies or an era of movies, and just talk about it.
And they don't stop coming out.
Yeah, so it's unlimited. We just keep going and going, and that's why like the Oscars every year, or like new releases, or if we want to pick old movies, or we want to pick like 90s movies, like cult movies, whatever we want. And so it's just like we could do whatever. Yeah. And so and also what we kind of realized in the middle of it, we were like there's film podcasts out there, but they're not that cool.
They're more like highbrow type.
They try to talk about focal points.
Yeah.
They're like
I really like the shot of this.
Yeah.
Like we say that, but it's like I think the thing is like Nate's the film.
It's digestible.
Buff, yeah, and I don't know shit. I'm like, it just looks cool.
Yeah. Yeah, to be honest, though, I love this podcast because I look at movies different because of this podcast.
Crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because like I literally watched Lighthouse and was like, what the fuck did I just watch? And then I listened to your podcast about it. I go watch it again. And I'm like, okay, I could see. I see it. I don't know how to explain it, but I see it. But I still don't like it. Like, but I see it.
The scene still throws me off. That's the one scene that I will review forever.
For sure.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this movie? Mm-hmm. That was the scene where I was like, I'm confused. I don't know what's going on right now.
For sure.
But like, even the power of the dog, I was able to sit through that because I could appreciate a lot of the shots.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That was why I was like, the shots of Montana. I could appreciate that.
Yeah, that's a whole it's like a whole new aspect of watching movies when you like.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's like you don't because my thing is like I need the plot and different. I just have my little boxes that I check.
Yeah.
But now that opened up a whole new like side of it. Like I can be like, wow, I like you said, I could just watch this for the shots. Like I can just appreciate this movie for the shots and
some of the acting, like the Lighthouse acting. I can like objectively say like, holy shit, these dudes are acting their ass off.
That movie is the reason why when they dropped Robert Pattinson was going to be Batman, I was like, oh.
That changed my mind.
You were like, oh, this is going to be
that movie.
Everyone else was kind of like Edward, but I'm like, no. Like,
have you seen Good Time?
Yeah, or Good Time. Like, yeah, like go watch either of those and you'll be like, oh yeah, he got it.
Because Matt Reeves, I will say, I'm not just saying have you seen Good Time because I love it. But Matt Reeves was like, he saw Good Time and he saw him with the blonde hair. And he was like, reminds him of Kurt Cobain. And he was like, and that's why the Something in the Way song was like a big influence on the script and everything. He was just like, he saw Good Time and was like, he might be able to portray that like anger and rage and uncontrollable rage kind of thing. But,
yeah, I could see that.
You mentioned
Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, so it made me think that this dude just passed away.
Dave Grohl.
Today.
Oh.
Taylor Hawkins, the drummer for the Foo Fighters, passed away.
Oh fuck! Today?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So R.I.P. to
breaking
Taylor
news.
Damn.
Wow. Didn't know.
R.I.P.
Yeah. R.I.P.
I never listened to the Foo Fighters, but I know that they're very important
you know
to
of
music.
them.
Shout out Dave Grohl.
I know that they're super important to music, so I want to,
damn.
Oh yeah, directly. I didn't know that they were so close to Kurt Cobain. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because Dave Grohl was the drummer for Nirvana.
Wow.
And
somebody out there like, how could you not fucking know that? I didn't listen to rock music, so growing up, sorry.
Yeah. I'm in that same boat.
Like,
when I was younger, people would ask me like, what kind of music do you listen to? And I would lie and be like, all kinds. I listen to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But now I don't lie anymore. I'm like hip hop and R&B. Like I could talk to you about hip hop all day.
Yes.
But like for rock, I could probably name a couple albums, talk a little bit about Linkin Park when they did the mashup with Jay-Z.
Angelo has a vision. That is every black person I know. Be like, we love Linkin Park and fucking Natasha Bedingfield.
Yeah.
We fucking love that.
R.I.P.
shit. We love a lot of like pop songs. But that's about it.
That's about it.
They got it banging that like Paramore. We fuck with them real heavy for a little bit.
I did a little bit of like AC/DC. A little bit like a
I do like 80s rock music.
Yeah.
I do like that.
Like the hair metal.
Yes. Them motherfuckers could play. I'm like, you motherfuckers can play some goddamn instrument.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I think I liked the podcast. Like you were saying, we talk about just like that one movie and how I've always mentioned that movies, in the absence of something sometimes from your parents, you can learn from movies. You're like, I can kind of like, maybe you'll react to a situation like you saw in the movies.
That's
you'll
Cable Guy.
Yeah.
Like exactly, like you'll react exactly like Cable. That's why I love Cable.
I love
that
Cable
was me.
Guy.
Like that was me. Like
you fucking love Cable Guy.
I fucking love Cable Guy because of what he just said. That's what that movie is.
Yeah. It's like you realize like TV raised a lot of some parents were working all the time. Like you were saying, even Nate, like movies probably raised you more than you think. The summertime when your parents are like...
When they're all working?
Yeah, and you have to watch Fast and the Furious
7 times in one day.
It's like, of course you're going to start to cut your hair like them and start talking and wearing a chain like them. Like everybody can see a piece of movie later on in their life, I think. And that's why I like this podcast, because that'll never stop. It's like movies are going to influence you.
We would watch a movie and be like, you want to watch America's Best Dance Crew? And then that would just be constant consumption of any kind of TV or movie.
Yeah, it's like I try to like tone it down with my daughter because she's still so young. So I try to like... She has like a certain time that I let her watch it. Like if I'm watching her for the whole day, I'll be like, you can watch a movie and then like episode, you know what I'm saying? And then the rest of the day, let's go outside, let's try to figure something out. But it's like, when I think about it, I used to be in my room all day like watching all the music videos, watching when the movies come on, like, you know, like waiting for ATL to come on BET. You know what I'm saying? Like all day long. So it's like, I don't know, is it bad?
Because you always, and I think that's where people need to start to realize, like, even those people back in the day, because we were talking about on one episode with the comic books, how like in the 50s and 60s, they were trying to make comic books illegal because they were like, we don't like the way this influences children.
And it kind of like the next generation of that was like the violent video games.
Yes, and then after that, it was the violent music, or in between there was the violent music, so like NWA and Eminem type stuff. Like, and then you realize it's like, stop being a lazy fucking parent. My mom used to whoop my ass. I could watch any movie I fucking wanted to. My mom whooped my ass. So I was like, that may be the movie that seems cool, but I'm not gonna fucking do. You guys were terrified of your father, which is why you never did have the shit they did in those movies. Like, just be a fucking parent, and then your kid won't do the shit from the movie. Say, hey, that's not real life. So you can try that shit if you want. You can get your ass whooped.
They blame a lot of that stuff. It's just bad parenting. At the end of the day,
all it is.
They want to sum it up.
It's your responsibility. Now, it's unfair, if it's unfair that you're working or something like that. But this just is what it is. Like the TV, and tell your kids, like, don't watch. Now, but we were just talking about in the car being exposed to stuff differently than our age, because we had dial-up and DSL tops.
Right.
Now the internet is like...
Yeah, that's what we were talking, like... Everywhere. If I wanted to look up, like, some titties... Back then, we had like a family computer in the living room. Yeah. So you gotta go like, but now you could be like sneaky. This phone watching a full porno video. You know what I mean? Just the people that are listening can't see what I'm doing, but it's like your hand is just holding a phone. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, those people. But yeah, you're just holding the phone just right here while you're sitting on the couch with your whole family watching a porno with the AirPods.
You see videos of that. You see videos of people like, wild. Yo, my man watching a whole porno like in class. Like,
exactly.
That's happening
at work.
Like, at work.
Like, what is
you
wrong
just gotta
with
set up on your thing and you're like working and you got porno playing.
That's wow.
That's so crazy.
Them niggas are sickos.
Yeah. I was like, that's a whole nother thing.
Happening.
It's happening. Like that. And that's the thing. Also, another thing with movies is like, movies make you accept a lot of societal shit. Like, people are crazy.
Yeah.
Or whatever you deem is crazy is crazy. Somebody thinks you're crazy. Some person in another country is like, what's wrong with you Americans? Like, why do you do what you're doing? Like, you're crazy. You're insane.
How many times have you seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Sorry, I just completely...
3 times. It's crazy because the night that I watched it again, when it just came out, we went and bought it. Yeah. That night we stayed up really late to watch it. Yeah. And so we stayed up till maybe like 2 or 3 in the morning. And at like 4:35, Alexa's water broke when she was pregnant.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So we stayed up just thinking like she's not gonna have the baby like for a few days. So like let's stay up, watch the movie, you know. Yeah. But no, bro, we were up like in an hour or 2.
Carrots? What is that?
Oh no, this is actually another vintage brand.
Sorry, I'm fucking all over
the Cactus Co.
He took a shot. It's all
and
right.
I know that's what happened.
He took a shot.
It's the tequila. He's like, but yeah, this is another vintage brand. He made these shorts.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah, they're pretty dope. Shout out
like
to
you did with the Larry
Cactus
June
Co. Yeah, he like sourced the materials, I guess.
Oh, that's fire. It's like
throw
print.
His little thing on it. Yeah,
that's fire.
So yeah, these are
He's
dope.
like, I need those.
Yeah, yeah, they're pretty dope.
Mr. Shorts over here.
Yeah.
Who?
He's
Mr. Short.
7-inch inseams. No big deal.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
But yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, her water broke.
Yeah, so her water broke. So that was the last time that I like. I think I watched it.
That was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, so we watched it like in theaters, and then, oh no, I'm lying. So we watched it that time, and then I think we watched it again like recently.
Okay.
So that would be the third time. Yeah.
Because I saw it like twice in theaters, and then I don't know how many times I've seen it. Like
Out of theaters.
Yeah.
And you read the book, right?
Yeah. Have you?
I haven't.
Oh fuck.
Do I need to?
It's cool.
Yeah.
It adds more to the characters, because like when you're reading the book, it describes what like Rick Dalton or like Cliff Booth is thinking during having a conversation, so like you kind of know how he feels while he's like talking to Al Pacino's character. And
that's what's so dope about books though in general, is like there's all that background that you don't get. Like it's just a shot of them saying like, hey, how's it going? But in a book, it's like he's tense, his palms are sweating, and he says, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
What is that?
I legit cried 3 different
Dude,
times.
I cried the last time.
Wait, you did?
Yeah, cried.
Wait, what part?
Dude, I cried when...
I'm like, what?
Because, dude, I cried, so
I zoomed in.
Because this is not the movie I would think anybody would cry at. I laughed so many times in this movie.
And then at the end, you're like, yeah.
You're like, fuck you, motherfuckers.
Yeah. No, so I cried when they were on the plane, and they were coming back he was moving back to California from Rome from making all the movies. And then they were having one last drink at the bar. And I was like, they're fucking best buds.
Yeah.
And like, they know this is the end of their career. And I was like, they're brothers. They've been working together for over 10 years. And this is the end of the road.
Damn.
And I was just like, damn, this is fucking sad.
That's crazy.
And then after the whole fucking Cliff Booth kills everybody and Leonardo DiCaprio burns the girl in the pool, when he's leaving in the ambulance, and when he's like, when Leo tells Brad Pitt, "You're a good friend," and then Brad Pitt's like, "I try," cried.
Damn. So you really value like friendships. That's what that tells me.
And then at the very end, because the whole movie, Rick Dalton, his character at the beginning of the movie, he talks to Al Pacino. He's just like, you need to go to Rome, or else you're going to be a washed-up actor in America. Like, nobody's going to give a fuck about you. You're just going to be the bad guy in all the TV shows. And then that's why he freaks out. He's going to be like, I got to move to Rome to make movies and shit. I don't want to fucking be in these shitty movies. And he's like, no one gives a fuck about me. But throughout the whole movie, everybody's like, are you Rick Dalton? Like, everybody knows who he is. Yeah. But he's so insecure. Yeah. And he's so, like he's so scared about, like, the future. He doesn't know what he's going to do. And then, like, but meanwhile, the whole movie, everybody's like, you're Rick Dalton. Yeah. Like, even the cult, the Manson family is like, that was Rick Dalton. And everybody. And then after he has that episode, after he speaks to Al Pacino, and he sees Sharon Tate and Roman Polanski pull up to their house, he's like, that's fucking Roman Polanski, Sharon Tate. He's like, holy shit, I could be one pool party away from being in a Polanski movie, whatever. And then he's happy, and you realize, oh, this dude's bipolar. You know, and so he's all over the place. He's a mental.
That's true.
And then at the end of the movie, when the guy comes out, he's like, "Dude, are you okay? What happened?" You know, and then he gets invited into the house, and then that's when you realize, oh, it's a happy ending, because like he's gonna be in a Polanski movie, like he said in the beginning, like it's such a happy ending, and then I cried again.
Damn,
it's such a good movie, bro. It's such a good movie. No,
it's great.
Like, sweet.
But I feel like you gotta value friendships that highly to cry. Cause like with my cry is like Coco and stuff like that, you know, like Nana.
He's like, oh, don't give me stuff.
like Nana shit, or like now daughter shit, or like or your girlfriend or spouse. But like my friendship, my guy friendship shit, I'm just like,
no,
I don't believe that shit, bro. I don't believe none of that shit.
I be like, all my niggas gonna fucking betray me. That's what I learned from I don't trust none of you niggas. That's the movies I watch. I don't fucking trust you. CIA movies.
Exactly.
They're all gonna kill you.
I knew they were gonna turn on your ass.
Exactly.
I think that's why with like Goodfellas hit so hard for me. Is because when, you know, at the
that's why in what's it called, Irishman hit so hard for me when he was by himself. I'm like, that's it right there.
He's alone.
You're gonna be alone in this.
And
like,
you
if
were
you
like,
think all these are your boys, they're not. And that was my like, I pretty much cried. I didn't. I like welled up.
You felt it,
but I felt that one because I was like, "That's what I think." But for you, you're like, "Those are my homies." Like,
no, because for Goodfellas, it hit so hard for me. Like it made me feel like. I mean, it makes everybody feel bad. The last half of Goodfellas, but like especially the part where he's in jail. And then his wife is like, "Oh, I haven't talked to Pauly in years," and you're like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
You're like, "But you guys are family though." Like what? And then when they're like, "No, we don't talk to each other anymore," I'm just like, "Fuck, man. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah,
like,
that does
this shit sucks. I don't want to watch this movie no more."
Going back to the Rick Dalton though, I was wondering, do you think John Travolta felt like that before Pulp Fiction?
Yes. That's exactly what happened.
That's what I was thinking. Like. That could have been John Travolta.
Because that was because Tarantino would have been like Polanski. Yeah. And would have brought back his
career. That crazy? Because John Travolta was like that guy.
He was popping in like the 70s,
and then
80s.
It was kind of like he got a little chunky and like, so he wasn't like a heartthrob or whatever.
He wasn't like a superstar anymore. He was washed. Basically.
And people would, if you saw him, that people would know him just like Rick Dalton. They would say like,
you'd be like, "That's fucking John Travolta."
Yeah, exactly.
And then he was in Pulp Fiction.
Got in Pulp Fiction.
One of the greatest movies ever. But
that's so fire.
That is so crazy. But I think that's such a it's such a touching movie, and I saw it twice because I remember I saw it when it came out in theaters in 2019, like July 2019.
Yeah, I did too.
And then they put it back. Do you remember they put it back in theaters like 2 months later, 3 months later, and they put it back the day of my birthday. And so I was like, "Oh fuck yeah, I gotta go see it on my birthday." Yeah. And then I went to go see it, and then as soon as it came out like on Amazon Prime, I was like, "I'm gonna buy it," and I watched it again. And then the same thing happened with Tenet. When Tenet was out in theaters, I watched it.
I still haven't watched it.
You've never seen it?
You still haven't watched Tenet?
And you listen to this podcast?
Yeah, it's just like it sounds too much for my mind. Like I feel like I gotta be in that.
I still don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
I tried to watch it the other day. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna play video games. I'm not gonna look at I'm not gonna mix music. Nothing. I'm gonna watch this movie.
Every time someone talks to me about Tenet, I was like, "How many times have you seen it?" And if it's less than 10, I'm like, "Don't talk to me."
Because like even Interstellar is dope, but it's like
Interstellar's mid to me.
Way
it's
easier to understand than.
But that's even
that's
for
like
me,
real science to me.
Yeah, see, and that's where I'm like.
But that's both of those movies. They're both like technically like physics wise. Those movies are both feasible movies. That's why I like them. Okay. Like Tenet, I just now understood the inversion of the molecules. Why he can't breathe.
Yeah, he's got to have the tank. Wait, you just got that?
Because you're not breathing in, you're breathing out the whole time.
Yeah.
Because when you breathe,
the particles are
going, and the particles are going. Your lungs are absorbing it the opposite way. So
that's why when he blows the car up, the windows frost. So like when there's fire, it's actually you receive it as if it's cold.
Because fire is an expansion of energy, so it technically goes the other way. If your body is moving the other way.
You gotta watch it, man.
So
me and my brother have seen it like 20 times. I need to
watch this with you guys so you can pause it and let me know.
I'll be like, okay, wait.
You could be on one of our watch-alongs. We could do a Tenet watch-along.
We could do a Tenet watch-along.
We do a Tenet watch-along.
I would love to do that.
Or is that too far? Like,
no, I would love to do that. No. Patreon exclusive.
Those are definitely Patreon exclusive.
Or now every watch-along will be Patreon exclusive. Shout out. Go patreon.com/none of this really matters.
$3 a month. Sure. $3. If you signed up already, we're sorry that we haven't done anything.
Nothing.
We're so sorry.
It's coming.
Or not nothing. I've uploaded like 4 videos, but it's whatever. Not even a big deal.
More content coming.
Definitely.
But and I also didn't want to be a coming soon kind of person because I didn't know when that was gonna come. But
now we know.
What's it called? We wanted to talk licorice pizza. And so, what are your thoughts? Me and Rob kind of had a touch on it, but we saw it before we went to the premiere, so we couldn't really say everything.
Yeah,
but now it's been out for a minute. The Oscars are also tomorrow. For context, people listening.
That movie was one of those ones where I walked out like, that was a good ass movie. Like it's been a minute besides Dune. It's been a minute besides Dune that I walked out like, that was a good ass movie. Like it was just so like. It didn't stop being good like the whole thing through. Like
it was,
and
perfect.
I guess it was like a romantic comedy. I guess, kinda.
I guess it could fall into there because it is funny as fuck.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's a really funny movie.
But the crazy thing is that kind of caught me was like right when you see him, you're like, is this kid joking? Like all the shit he's talking and like how he's going about
he's
it.
putting on.
Yeah, and I'm like, and he's like kind of ugly when you first see him.
That's what I love about it is that like no one's wearing makeup in this movie.
Yes.
Bro. Like people that he has acne.
But it makes me like remember like how much like in real life how much confidence takes over because like you can meet someone with like a missing tooth, right? But they're super cool. But if they're charismatic. You forget that they have a missing tooth.
Yeah.
And that was this guy. Like by the middle and end of the movie, you're like, this is the fucking man.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, you're like, he has fucking acne. He's kind of fat. Like he's like.
But like even when he did that like audition, remember he was like walking back and forth. He was like, try it on this way.
Yeah.
Like even like his confidence in that when you know that shit's not going well, you're like, oh, I guess this guy's still cool.
Yeah, he's that guy.
But that movie is very it's so feel good. You know what I mean?
For
and
sure.
like, and I think that's what we said. Like it's something we all really needed. Like as far as a culture,
I think so.
Like one of the best filmmakers of today. Making that movie for us because we were saying like that movie could have easily gone dark like his past movies.
I was waiting for it like when he got arrested. You're like, oh, he's into like, some shit that we haven't been seeing
when the cops
like
you're going to jail for murder and I'm like, oh fuck.
I'm like, damn, he murdered somebody for sure.
Yeah, you're like, this is it. This is what we've been waiting for. You're like,
the movie's about to start rolling.
You're like, this is where it becomes Licorice Pizza.
And then when the politician comes in, and then you see the guy waiting outside,
you're like, this is it.
And you're like, oh, he's about to get assassinated or something. Like I was like, something's gonna happen.
This kid's really
Why
32.
was that there the whole time?
They don't say nothing. Bro.
That's so crazy because it was there the whole time where you're like, this is about to flip at any moment, and it didn't.
I think that's great writing because they know that this is what you were thinking.
Yo, for sure.
They're expecting something bad to happen, and then you just keep laughing. I kept laughing. I was like,
even with such a funny movie
when she had to do the car with no gas, the truck.
That was Bradley.
Bradley Cooper's character. I was laughing because we watched it together.
Oh my god.
We watched it in theaters together, and I was laughing pretty much the whole time Bradley Cooper was on screen.
Yeah.
His character is so funny.
Yeah, it's so funny.
And like when he like leans over and like kind of helps her like, oh no, you're good, keep going, and so he doesn't hit the Ferrari. I do that to her all the time, but that part is so funny to me.
Yeah,
when he's just like, oh, are you good?
For me, it was
are
awkward. I was like,
but that's what I love about it.
But that's what made it funny. Yeah, for sure.
It was so like, you're weird.
Yeah,
that's how
he's a psychopath.
Yeah, he was all coked out. That's how people were in the 70s. Then he just showed up walking up the street in the middle of the thing.
Fast as hell.
After they fucked his car up, he's just like, motherfucker. He's just like walking up.
And he has
the
when he arrives at the gas station with the little tank and he fucking throws it at the guy. He's like, it's my fucking pump now.
Yeah.
And he fucking, that shit's so funny to me.
And then they see him walking with after some girls, right? They're like walking across.
He was like, you like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches?
Yeah.
That shit's so funny.
Yeah.
But anyways.
He's never in the movie after that.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah. He's gone. You think he's going to be there?
And that's what I love. Like, people come in and out of that movie the whole time.
That one scene, I thought it was going to go so bad where that actor was going to jump the hole.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm
like, oh my god, she's gonna die with him on the bike. Like, there's no way.
She's gonna burn alive.
Yeah, she's gonna burn alive.
Said, she said, "Bow." I said, this movie's hilarious.
But that's also what I love is like Sean Penn is so like overacting, and he's just like, and in my head I was like, does he even know her name? Like he's just so like out of it because he's calling her by her character's name the whole time. And then she falls off, and he like doesn't give a fuck, and like, and that's just so funny to me. And I don't know, it's so fun. I fucking love that whole movie.
Yeah, I want to watch it.
That was the end of that. You never saw them again. That was the end of that. That was it. He had a fucking pinball, like an arcade.
Yeah.
A pinball arcade.
Oh yeah, he was a hustler.
He was just a little
hustler. Hustler, dude.
It became legal, so he's like, I'm buying them all. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm about to have a pinball place.
I hope he's in more movies.
Yeah,
I hope he.
Yeah, he killed it
because
he made his father proud.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't even know that until after I watched it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but now I could see it after
his
I know.
His fucking only movie. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is that his only movie?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow, he killed that. Damn, do you think he like turned down a lot of shit?
Christ.
2003. What
he's
the
younger
fuck?
Than you?
He's 18 years old.
What?
Wow.
He's
and Alana Haim's like 29. She's like 29.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with her. Like she's like looks like a Valley girl from the 70s. Like she's not wearing any makeup in the movie. She's just her, and everybody in the movie is just like just themselves. Like that's why I said before we started recording, I was like, this is like a hangout movie.
For sure.
Like everybody is, you're just like popping into these situations, and then like just following them. Like you're just hanging out with them, and then people call it like a pedophile movie, but they never have sex. You know what I mean?
I could see. Okay.
It's awkward, but it's not a pedophile. Like them kissing, you're like, that's weird, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's because it's the reverse roles.
Yeah.
I think it's just because I think what weirded me out, I'm like,
no, if she was that
if she wasn't
age
a school photographer, it wouldn't be that weird. Like you met her on the street, but it was like you were at a high school and this kid was
he was trying to spit game.
Yeah, he was like, yo, what's up? And then you fell for it. And I'm like, oh, well, that's how kids end up banging
No, but
teachers.
I'm saying, what if it was the opposite? This dude,
if it was a 25-year-old guy,
he's a photographer.
The world would be pissed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Then that would be a Paul Thomas Anderson movie. Then that would make sense.
The world would be pissed if it was opposite.
That's what I'm saying. That's why they get away with it. It's because it's like all the guys are like, yeah, that's dope. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It was also 1970.
Everybody, like the South Park episode where like they found out the teachers were having sex with the students, but it was a female teacher and the boy students, and all the cops were like, nice. But that shit's so funny. But I think the role reversed because me and Menda saw Red Rocket.
Yeah.
I try to watch. We have a jailbroken stick.
Oh, okay.
Bro, we try to watch it on there and it wouldn't load.
Oh, that's whack.
So like, I still haven't watched it. Like, there's nowhere you can buy it yet.
It's super funny.
Yeah.
That's also another like, I guess it's a rom-com, but it's more of just him. It's not a couple or anything. It's more of just like this guy's also like trying to get by kind of thing. Okay. And he's more of like not a low life. That seems a little disrespectful, but he's just like he's falling off and he's really trying not to.
Gotcha.
Right.
And he's perfect for that because he's disrespect to Rex Simon, but he's kind of been that his whole career.
He's always been that washed person, but everybody still likes him.
They still fuck with him because he's dirt nasty. Like
dirt nasty is hilarious.
Yeah. You heard every famous person who talks about him like, yeah, I fucking love him.
Yeah, I love him. Yeah.
Like, I was like,
but he's never had like anything like break out.
Yeah.
Like
I was like,
just on like
fucking Scary Movie guy. Scary Movie 3.
Yeah, because even when he was like
and
famous,
that's not one of the good ones. So
even when he was famous on Vine, everybody kind of made fun of him because he was like the old guy. You know,
gotcha.
Old guy that was popular on Vine, and but he's hilarious.
Yeah,
he was one of the guys on MTV, the hosts, and he's just always been around. I guess, like you said, like everybody's always pretty much fucked with him, but like you said, like he's never really had the thing that put him on.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
But this movie, I'm pretty sure, is gonna do something for him.
No, I hope.
An A24. You're in an A24 movie, a leading role.
And your name is already cool. Simon Rex. That's a real name. That is Simon Rex Cutright.
Yeah, that sounds like a dirt biker or something.
Yeah. Look at his face. He looks like a dirt biker.
That's like a 20-year-old photo.
Dude, he's in all the worst scary movies.
Every single one.
That's
3 was
so bad.
3 was
superhero
acceptable,
movie.
But after that,
which one was 3?
That was when he was.
Was that the one where it's like where the girl?
With the Eminem one.
Yeah, I'm a white boy in my.
Oh yeah.
I put Miracle Whip.
That's who he is, right? He's playing.
What's
Eminem.
the one where the girl's like Mitsubishi Toshiba? That one?
I think Ring. That is 4. That's this one.
Wow, I never seen that one.
But that scene. Is hilarious. Mitsubishi Toshiba, and you're just like, this is the most racist shit I've ever seen. Just like from Liquor with Peachy, he was like, that shit was fucking hilarious.
Bro, when he did that, I was like,
he's like, I don't understand Japanese.
I don't speak Japanese.
The crazy thing is, people do that for Spanish though. Like they'll like use a little bit of a weird accent.
People will talk like they're dumb. I'm
bro,
like,
you're talking English still.
Yeah.
Like you're not.
That reminds me of like Bert when he was like asking his Chinese friend when someone was speaking Japanese. When he was talking to his Chinese friend, he's like, hey, what is he saying? He's like, I don't know. He speaks Japanese. And he's like, but what is he kind of saying?
Oh my God.
that Bobby? He's saying that he's like, you don't understand what they're saying like at all. Like
he's like, I don't speak. What is he?
He's like, I don't speak Japanese, but he's like, but what is he kind of saying?
Wow, that's so funny that it's not racist because it's so funny.
Because there's a part of you that's like, yeah,
you're like, I can see, I can get that logic.
It all sounds fairly similar.
Like
if someone's speaking Portuguese and there's a Mexican person, you're like,
but what's the gist?
You're like,
a couple words.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that's so bad though.
Yeah, it's bad, but you're like, that's like, I'm sure they think the same thing about, English speaking people. They're like, yeah, you guys are all the fucking same. So they probably think we sound like Scandinavians or some shit like that. Like y'all sound like Germans. Y'all are the same shit to us. So
they probably go to DC or not even DC, Baltimore
and
don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, bro,
British Light was a funny
sucker
thing.
You fuckle you.
I've been saying, I said that for at least 2 weeks. That somebody was rapping Avenue in the Avenue.
But yeah, licorice pizza.
Man, he looks like he's in church. When you put it over your legs like that,
because
like
it's cold.
You're like, I'm gonna put this over my legs.
Bust the blankets out.
But what have you watched recently? What's the last great movie you've watched where you're like, damn, that was actually really fucking good?
Honestly, I think it might be Dune and Licorice Pizza because I just saw Batman.
Yeah,
and I didn't walk out of there thinking like. It was just so long. I walked out of there being more like, damn, I had a lot of my time taken away.
You were a little just like you had a really high expectation.
I honestly didn't. I didn't watch no trailers. Like that's one thing about me. Don't send me no trailers, no reviews. I don't do none of that before I watch a movie.
Yeah.
And I did that with Licorice Pizza. I just got a little taste from what you guys said.
Yeah, they don't really give you a lot. Yeah.
What you guys said like from on the podcast. That's why I went and watched it because you guys were saying how good it was. So I was like,
I think we did a good job on that episode, like holding back.
Yeah, you guys did for sure. Because I still went into it and Alexa was like, what is this movie? And I'm like, I have no idea. And that's what I love.
Yeah, I know they watched it, but I have no idea what it was.
Like. Same with Dune. I had no idea, which is crazy because
my expectations were so high. And then I watched it and I was like, holy shit, this movie is amazing. I was the complete
opposite. Like, I don't know what this is, and then I was like shocked. See, that's where I'm messing up is I'm comparing Batman's length to Dune's length. When I walked out of Dune, I'm like, damn, this shit just got started. Like, I cannot wait.
For
like, oh, here we go. It's about to pop off now. Like, here we go.
When Batman ended, because they're about the same time frame. Batman ended, I was like, thank fucking God, bro.
I was like Nate, when I found out there was no end credit scene, I was like, all right, let's get him out of here.
God damn.
Because I think even we said on the pod, I was like, it could have been like 30 minutes shorter. Like
when he started doing his little talk and they show the shots of the city and everything, I'm like, this is it. That's why are you doing that talk?
Yeah.
And it's not ending. Like you don't do that talk unless it's ending.
Yeah, there could have been like 4 different endings.
Yes, I'm like yo,
like the part where he has the flare. That could have been the best last shot of all time.
That would have been great. You saved the city.
Instead, he's saying bye to Catwoman, which I do not care about.
That could have been earlier in the movie or some shit.
It could have been like...
Like, that wasn't that serious to me. Like, honestly.
I think it definitely could have been even 15 minutes.
Or even, like, the part where, like, remember there's the girl on the stretcher or whatever, and he sends her up to the helicopter, and it's like a shot of him like looking up. That could have been done.
Yeah, you think that's
when he's all fucked up and dirty.
Yeah. Exactly.
That would have been perfect.
You beat the Riddler. You just beat the plan.
Everybody's good.
Yeah, you did the thing, man.
And then it cuts to him on that rooftop, and him and Catwoman are talking now. And it's like,
oh, it just started again.
Or not at the top of the building. They were at the cemetery.
Here we go.
It was like the beginning of the second movie.
Right, chapter 35.
So when that started happening, that's when my, like, I'm just like, oh,
very
I'm done.
Risky, like, editing.
Yeah, it was bad.
I caught myself like this a couple times.
Me too. I was like, I had to sit up like.
Yeah.
Oh
my
God.
dad fell asleep and like he like jerked. And the guy next to him was like, "What the fuck?" Like he was having a seizure or something.
I didn't want to say that, but I did. I think I did fall asleep for a second.
I might have for like 5 minutes.
I think I did too.
5 minutes I dozed
because I feel like I had a jerk too.
That was crazy because we were like fully locked in.
Yeah, I talked to my boy Mike, and he was like, I wanted more.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I was like, I wish.
I did.
Is it crazy
more.
to say that I wish it was like 3.5 hours?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's insane.
But it wasn't a bad movie though. Like for sure, it beat
I thought
my.
it was great. Yeah.
If it wasn't that long, it definitely beat my expectations of what I thought. Because I was going in with like fresh off of like Suicide Squad, Joker, and like you know like how they're trying to do DC stuff now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this
I think they're
can't be
done
good.
with the universe.
Yeah.
building.
I'm like, this can't be good.
I hope so.
No.
Yeah. And the only other thing that I will, it's just my personal opinion, but I like my Batman a little bit like bigger.
Okay.
Robert Pattinson was a little bit.
I think that was the point though.
But
Okay.
I did like that about that's the one part of the movie as a comic book nerd. Like I said, I was like, this was very raw Batman.
This is year 2.
No idea a Charger with screens inside of it. We're used to the Batmobile that can like shoot smoke screens.
It's basically a
back.
fucking tank.
Hey,
Yeah.
Lexus brought up, did his car stall out? Is
Yeah,
that
he
what
flooded
happened?
the engine,
That's
yeah.
what happened? Okay.
Which those are, I was gonna say those are my nitpicks. Like the part where he's like, he's fucking skydiving, whatever, when doing the hand,
Squirrel suit.
the gliding, yeah. When he hit the bridge and shit to show that he's young and still starting out, whatever, I thought that was really unnecessary. Because usually when there's like an obstacle, it's like that'll throw him off of the whole him getting away. But that didn't. Like it just went to the next scene. Like there was no point for him messing
I
up.
see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? And the whole
there
thing
was no
with
consequence
yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
And the whole like flooding the engine and that shit like kind of stalls out.
There was still no
there was
consequence.
no. He still went. Like that shit could have been so badass.
Yeah.
But like you
Just
made
showed
it.
him really getting away from cops for the first time.
Yeah. And it's
He
just.
kept showing up with cops, and he would just be like.
By the way, that's
"I'm
my
here."
that's probably my favorite scene is when they're in the cage, like when he gets when he passes out from the bomb exploding, and then he's talking to Gordon one-on-one while everybody's out.
And he's giving him
Yeah.
the key.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
just like, all right, go out that way, whatever.
Yeah.
And then he dips, but then it kind of ruins it when he like hits like the bridge. When I was like, oh, he's gonna go in between the subway and the bridge type
Yeah.
shit, but and then he fucked up,
Yeah.
and I was like, damn.
And there was no reason.
It was just
no
like
consequence.
yeah, it was just like he could have gotten away, and that's it, end of scene. But they made it to where he fucked
Yeah.
up for no reason. I don't know that, but that's just a nitpick. That doesn't take anything really away, but.
Yeah, I think it was still a good movie. I wouldn't say it was bad. It was just the length of it kind of dropped some points down for
Yeah.
me, but it was still
I'm sure they
good.
did that for a lot of people.
Yeah, it was still good though. And that's saying a lot because I like long movies. Like
Yeah.
I love Hateful Eight. I love Dune. Like
And The Irishman
isn't Once Upon I love Irishman.
Once Upon- all of
Once Upon a
Tarantino
Time. Yeah, pretty much.
is at
all.
least 2.5
Yeah.
hours.
10 is like 2.5.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah,
it's
Nolan,
not, I'm not
Tarantino.
one of these like
Scorsese.
these people that are like they don't like long movies. Like that's not me.
Yeah, Hateful
Yeah,
Eight's
I
like
love long
4
movies.
hours.
Because I can see some people that don't like long movies, and then they could say, "Oh, I don't like this movie because it's long." But
Yeah.
that's not why. It's just
They
it was
usually don't like
unnecessarily.
movies. They usually those people who say I'm like you like digestible movies, like Marvel movies.
Yeah, you
Like,
have
like-
you have ADD.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just want to watch movies to watch movies.
Yeah.
You don't really like.
We
movies.
were
Exactly.
just talking about Marvel movies, like people who like. People were like, "Oh, my favorite movie of all time was Spider-Man: No Way Home." I was like, "That shit just came out." Like, I was like, "That's your favorite movie of all time."
Yo, that's wild.
B.
And I'm just like, because I don't, because I was trying to make a point of like, there's more movies than just Marvel
Yeah.
movies, kind of thing. I was one of those people.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Menda and Tatiana about it like the other day. And I was just like, because with Marvel movies, I love them because that we explained our love for Marvel movies last week of how like because we've read these comics and seen some of these cartoons and shit like that, and seen them like just like 2D, you know what I mean? But when we see these movies and we see these characters come to life, it's so fucking cool, and that's one of the reasons why I love Marvel movies. But like as far as them as like being my favorite, like no Marvel movie will probably ever be in my top 10 of all like of the year. Like
It's crazy that you say that because I had a conversation with one of my like good family friends and my brother, and I was like, I'm curious, bro. Like, what is your favorite movie? And he said, I think he said like Punisher, like it was a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I immediately thought that, and I'm like arguing like that's all time, and they're like,
what?
they're like, what do you mean?
Have you seen Paid in Full?
They're
bro?
like explaining it and trying to argue it, and I'm like, there's no argument for a Marvel being your favorite movie
Yeah.
of all the movies.
Because I did I did say the whole it's predictable line to where like the good guy's gonna win at the end, and when like even when a character dies, you see like they're gonna make a movie a couple years from now about him, but whatever.
Yeah.
and I was just like, I was saying like the plot line, it goes good, bad, ends really good.
Yeah.
But like if you watch a movie like Manchester by the Sea, where it's just bad, end of movie.
Yeah.
And then that's the whole thing. And I was just, because when you watch movies where like Licorice Pizza, where you don't know where it's gonna go, and that's why it's so great, because it's like, especially if you have zero like preface. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And you're just like going to it blind. And that's kind of what I tried to do with Batman. And but I still kind of did a good job of eliminating all expectations, and I went in and I was like, holy shit, this is actually really good.
Yeah.
Because you can tell it's really not trying to be like The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
It's just trying to be a really good Batman. And I was saying it in our review of like, it looks like a graphic novel.
I could see that.
Of like some of the shots look like it's a drawing,
what you guys said about the video game is 100% accurate.
Right?
Yeah.
100%. Because we've played, me and my brother have played that so much, like especially the scene in the subway scene.
Yeah.
How, because you know in the game you get when you jump
when you
to
do
person
the combos,
to person,
yeah.
He was doing the combos in the subway, and I'm like, oh, this is lit.
I think.
You see the rolling over.
You
get shot and take a couple of hits. You're like, oh, okay.
I think every guy was probably like, fuck yeah. In that
There's
first
so many
scene.
videos of like people, like especially PC gamers, they was like, I'm gonna go play Arkham Asylum or Arkham Knight again.
Arkham
and they
City.
just put mods on there, and they were just like, I'm playing this like it's the fucking Batman.
Yeah.
They love that movie
For sure. Yeah.
Arkham City is the white cover.
Yeah.
That one's so good.
Those games are
so good. They never
great.
fell off all three games. They kept
Ever.
getting better and better and better.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's good that you said that, and me and Rob kind of touched on it, but it's like that made me want to play the game.
Yeah.
And I was
for sure.
I was like,
miss it,
where is my Xbox 360? Like, I'm not even.
Yeah, because it didn't give you like full free range like Grand Theft Auto, but it gave you full range like when you have to pick how you're gonna handle a situation.
Yeah.
Like you could just go in there and just fight everyone.
Yeah, you could just start some
hard
shit.
as
Yeah.
Or you can go one by one, like wrapping them up, or like I don't know what you call it when you would. Like Newsome, kinda, you know, when you would hang them.
So whoa. I'm just kidding.
That's what he was like, I don't know what else to say.
I'm like,
I was just saying Newsome. I'm like, I got this.
Newsome's
Like
kind of wild.
like lasso them up.
The snare is like a snare, like an animal snare.
Yeah,
like
exactly. There you go. Exactly.
It, like, snatches you up.
Yeah, and you just have them hanging. Like there's so many options you could do. So
but all those games are still Batman. like 15 years into being Batman. So by the time you get to the third game, you have these ridiculous.
I
gadgets.
hope Matt Reeves goes with the trilogy on this one. Like I hope. I was talking about it like I'm like manifesting a Mr. Freeze.
The third one villain would be?
I hope Mr. Freeze.
Oh,
I want him to go that way. The more like comic book character.
Because he's kind of doing that with the
Joker. It looks like a comic
sense.
book version. It doesn't look like Christopher Nolan where. What he did, and I'm pretty sure I said this last time, where Christopher Nolan's goal was to make it as if as if Batman was real like a real person. Yeah. And but when you watch these movies, you're like, oh, this feels like a comic book, like a graphic novel, like I guess the Riddler went for more of like it seemed like Zodiac killer type shit.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's what I'm sorry. I keep going. That's what I meant to show you. You can.
Everybody's like, hold on.
You can
go to the website from the movie.
Rada Alada. And then it's just a question mark. That's fire.
No, you have to answer to get into the website to get Easter eggs. You have to answer.
I'm good.
You have to answer.
Yeah, that's when you Google what's the answer.
I definitely Googled that shit. I was like, I'm not good enough for this. I'm gonna Google this. So, but they ask you, it's different riddles every single. One time I Googled though, and it said you can try to look it up, but be smarter than that. I said, this fucking shit knows I just Googled it. Like that's weird as fuck.
You know who was one of the first people to do?
Scary as fuck.
That is scary.
One of the first people to do a dope website like that was Eminem. I don't know if you remember, but he dropped. Damn, what was it like?
Damn, it's quiet as fucking here again.
Before, it was like before the Recovery album. It was like the album before
Revival?
I don't remember, but he dropped
some whack album.
Yeah, it wasn't that good, but he dropped a whole website where it was like blood on the floor and like you could click stuff.
It's that recent
3 a.m.
album.
in the morning. No, it was an old one.
Oh,
this was like when people didn't really have like crazy websites like this, but Look up the album that 3 a.m. The song is like 3 a.m. in the morning. Some. He's basically there. You go. He's basically like talking about like relapse. So what year was that one? He dropped like a website for this album. It was pretty crazy. Like it was like intuitive where you could click stuff.
2009.
Like 2009. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this was like
pre-social media.
Yeah, so this was like early. It was pretty dope.
Yeah. Fucking Paul Thomas Anderson when he made Magnolia. Have you seen Magnolia? The one with Tom Cruise and like it's like a lot of people in that, and like one movie is like star-studded. It has like Philip Seymour Hoffman's in there and and everything. I haven't seen it. And but Tom Cruise, he plays like basically an incel. Like he's basically like a male power kind of thing. He has like these seminars to where he talks about like you need to fucking be the man, whatever. It's basically an incel seminar. Mm-hmm. And then but for the movie as like and basically like for the movie
incel seminar.
And he had a like a hotline basically. And this was like in like 1998, 1999. He set up like a hotline for like promo for the movie. So like, wow. Paul Thomas Anderson said that like there's so many like voicemails that people left, and like one of them was like, "Hey yo man, Tom Cruise man, this isn't cool. That you're pretty fucked up. You're making this movie like because he's playing like a like a thing because it was like a promo for the hotline."
Did they ever put any of those out?
I don't know. You could probably look it up. Just look up.
That would be sick. Like at the end of the movie,
just look up seduce and destroy hotline. Whatever.
That's crazy. But yeah, I seen the article, Rob. That was it. That was like an insane asylum website. Mm-hmm. That's why there was like blood and stuff like that. Yeah.
You said
Tom Cruise. Yeah, right there. It's like a Frank T.J. Mackey.
Oh, there's like an infomercial for it.
Yeah, he made like an infomercial.
That's dope.
And it was like a hotline.
Wow. How is the movie worth watching?
It is a long movie.
And he's already, bro,
off the rails. Yeah.
I'm Frank T.J. Mackey, a master of the month.
Tame her.
Wild.
Wow.
It is an insane.
You know, he has like videos like this, but with Scientology.
Exactly.
Have you seen The Master with Joaquin Phoenix, Philip Seymour Hoffman?
No.
Another Paul Thomas Anderson movie. No. It's basically about the creation of Scientology.
Wow.
Like Philip Seymour Hoffman plays the guy that made Scientology.
Interesting.
Hubbard.
Ron
Hubbard. Yeah.
You should watch The Master. That's like Joaquin Phoenix's probably his best.
I need to check that out.
His best performance.
Because I love scared to talk about them. I heard that their power is like.
They have a lot of.
So this is the last episode of None of This Really.
Yo, exactly.
I love Scientology. Like, no, but for real though, I'm like I don't.
All right.
Partake, but what's her name? Leah Remini. However you say her last name. She did like a documentary on it. I don't know if you ever checked it out. No. It's like an HBO one.
Yeah, it's sick. I heard it's good. She tears them apart.
Yeah,
now.
She tears them apart.
They tried to sue her for that because they don't play that shit.
Damn.
They're serious.
They know that they're a cult. So they know that when it comes to that media.
Where are we at?
Yeah.
We're at an hour.
I'm sorry.
We're at an hour. They know that media presence is like that. Perception of them has to be very good.
Yeah.
They even have. I just read the other day. They have like a paramilitary. They have like a navy within Scientology. They have like ranks and shit like that. What the fuck? It's fucking nuts.
Crazy.
Yeah, you know, one thing they were saying is like when you sign up with them, you like sign up for like a million years or something stupid like that's impossible to like
in case you live forever.
Yes.
Like
literally, it's crazy.
Oh, did it die?
Yeah, it's so crazy though. Scientology.
All right, Pizzy.
To the camera. See what happens when we talk about Scientology?
They were like, shut this bitch down.
Our mics are about
the charger's plugged into your laptop right there.
It is.
How are we gonna do this?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. Might find a longer one. Isn't there a longer version of this somewhere?
Yeah, there has to be.
We'll figure it out later.
But what's another good movie you've seen recently?
That's about it.
What podcast are you? What music are you listening to? Oh no, podcast. Let's sit to
podcast.
Yeah. Music.
A lot of brilliant idiots.
Really? Never heard a single episode.
Nah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. You would love it.
I listen to Flagrant 2 every now and then.
Yeah, it's like Flagrant 2 is like its baby, kind of. Like, they go in, I guess they're kind of...
Are they in the same studio?
I don't know. I think so. Alex Media Studio? Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Got you. Yeah.
Shout out Alex.
Yeah.
He be fucking with me. I fuck with Alex.
I saw that
he
video.
just reposted your thing, huh?
That video of him watching Zola on the airplane.
This is definitely not him.
That's not him. He was like, they keep fucking.
Oh, that's not
No,
him?
it's not him. That's the thing.
That looks just like him.
Exactly.
Oh, shit.
It's definitely not him.
Damn.
But,
And he's just fucking like...
oh, but what I did kill off recently was Euphoria. I finally jumped in. I finally did it, bro. I put it off for so
whack,
long.
huh?
No, it's not. It's not.
I keep hearing it's not.
No, it's not. You have to. If you haven't checked it out, you should.
That shit's whack.
Right.
You watched it?
Yeah, I tried to.
No.
Dude, I got like a few episodes in and I'm like, this shit is terrible.
Oh, you're crazy. No, wait. What did you not like about it?
It's just so like... It just reminded me of like... honestly, what it did for me was... I was watching it and I was like, oh, now I get why the people that I follow on Instagram like act the way they do. You know what I mean?
That's funny.
And I'm just like, this is why I don't like these people. And I was like, because they're influenced by these people that are doing drugs and having sex with, teas, and there's there's just a bunch of weird shit going on that doesn't add to the story. And it's just like, it's kind of unnecessary of just like dudes' dicks. It's just like, why do we need all of that? Like, it doesn't add to it just seems like shock value to me. And it's also...
I would say there's some of that in the beginning, but as the story progresses, it gets really deep to the point where, like, I was having anxiety about a couple characters. Like, there's one character, I think you probably seen him. I don't know how early they introduced him, but Fezco,
yeah,
the white dude, like...
Yeah. I fuck with him.
You get into him so
I said that's probably
deep.
the only character.
Yeah.
Zendaya is acting circles around everybody.
Oh,
and
for
then
sure.
Angus Cloud.
Yes.
I follow him on Instagram.
Yeah.
And he's dope.
And his little brother.
I haven't got to that.
Yeah. So yeah, it gets deep. Like, I get why you're saying. A lot of people do this shit too, where they're like, there was too many dicks.
I'm not like that. Like, that was a part of it.
Relax.
That was a part of it, but when I saw it, I was like, it's just kind of unnecessary.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, it's just like, is that adding to any, like, part of what you're trying to do?
I could definitely do it.
But it was more of just kind of like, it just all seems so corny and cringy to me. It all seems so cringy to me. Where it's just like, is this what, like, a lot of people think what, like, especially if teenagers are watching the show, is like, this is what you think the teenage experience is, like, supposed to be like? And it's just, it kind of seems like I
think
see
you're wild for having that perspective because you love Quentin Tarantino movies so much.
Mm-hmm. Like, what do you mean?
Quentin Tarantino movies are so, like, over the top where it's like, this is not real at all. And that's what Euphoria is. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no way there's there's a high school out, but there's most high schools are not like this at all.
But it's more
there's
of just...
no chicks going to school dressed like that with bodies like that. Like, this is over the top.
And I think what it is, and I think that plus I kind of see how much influence this has on, like, even how some people act. You know what I mean? And, like, it's just kind of like...
I think you're just going against it because there's so much hype with it.
That too.
Yeah. I think that's why you hate it so much.
Yeah.
Because it's not bad.
I do agree with Nate. There are people I don't know if the show's good or bad. I've never seen it either.
I just didn't fuck with it.
But
I get why people... I will say...
That.
There is... I'm sorry, Rob.
No,
I will say there is great, like, camera work and just great shots in the movie or in the show. But what does that do? Like, this is... To me, when I was watching it, this is just good shots. This is all I'm seeing. Was just good shots with okay writing. And I don't know. I was just kind of like... All right, and then the first season, I know the second season is shot on film, but like the fact that it was like shot digitally, it just seems like these are just a bunch of fucking people. You know what I mean? Like I didn't fall for any. I wasn't convinced by anybody except for Fezco and Zendaya's character. That was it. And I was, but everybody else just kind of seemed like corny to me.
The prime question is this show one of them shows you can watch like The Wire 10 years from now and you'll be like, holy shit, this is a good show still. Is it that type of show?
Though that's kind of a hard statement because
The Wire
that's
the Wire, like, bro.
But that's like the
pinnacle of fucking show.
But it's like
that's my favorite show of all time.
It goes The Wire, Sopranos, Breaking
Bad. Yeah.
And then people are saying Mad Men is one of those shows like you can watch.
So like the pinnacle, is this like the pinnacle?
Not pinnacle. I'm just saying, is it one of them shows that can be?
No, it's dope.
Will it age well?
It's dope because it hits on a lot of things that you don't think about. So like how he's talking about like all the dick stuff. Like I don't like that, but there's points where it's like this transgender thing that we don't really understand. Mm-hmm. There's a main character that is transgender. Mm-hmm. So at first I'm like, because I don't really understand it, you know, so I'm kind of like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. But by the end of the first season, you're like, you like this character, and you're like, you're understanding.
What I like about that. That's what movies do. Like, it makes you like.
And also, Sam Levinson, don't fuck with him. I've mentioned him a lot of times. He's the guy who made.
That's another big reason.
You do say that.
He's the guy who created Euphoria. He writes.
Yeah,
Euphoria.
so there's a whole background why he doesn't like Euphoria.
And he also made
not just the show, like.
There's just so
everyone knows. He fucking hates the guy that made this show.
He made Malcolm and Marie. Look at him, bro. I'll fuck him up. Like I just.
It's like if I meet you on the street.
If I see you on the street.
Yo, one day Nate's gonna make some shit nobody likes, and they're gonna be on their podcast like, I will fuck Nate up.
Look at this
Nathan McGeorge. Fuck this motherfucker.
They see him in real life, you're like, never mind.
If I see this motherfucker, I will beat his ass.
This dude looks like he could get beat up though, for real.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
No, but Malcolm and Marie.
Wait, what did he do that you hate him?
He made Malcolm and Marie.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
That movie's trash. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but that's just.
I wonder what this got. What did it get on? 3.1.
God damn, on IMDb?
No,
on Letterboxd.
Oh, I was like, what the hell? Because IMDb does it out of 10. I was like 3.1.
You're like, that's shitty as fuck. No, I was
like, that's like by Kazam.
No, it's a great acting. John David Washington and Zendaya are amazing.
Oh, wow. He had both of them in this?
They're amazing.
So he just ruined.
A great acting. But like, I went into it, I'm like, oh, John David Washington, bet.
Yeah.
And like, and Zendaya, like, I fuck with both of these people.
Right.
But then I watched it and I was like, this movie's just fucking annoying.
I feel like the only reason why I don't want to watch Euphoria because I feel like it's, well, she's already in Spider-Man, so it's kind of like, you get a movie like Malcolm and Marie, it's like, I don't know how to receive Zendaya now as like a person.
She
like,
killed Doom.
Are you a teenager? Are you growing up now?
Are we moving past that?
Yeah. Are you still like the girl who didn't cuss on Wild 'N Out? Like that episode of Wild 'N Out, she never said a word because they was like, nah, you're still like Zendaya, like you can't be a part of that foolishness.
Oh, once you watch Euphoria, all that's out the window.
And that's what I'm saying. But then it's like, you're still in high school. It's like that's what it's like. Are we still doing that high school? I don't know how to receive the whole like.
No, listen, I'm
Zendaya part. I don't care about the high because there are moving here. You niggas are wild in high school. Y'all did shit in high school.
Oh yeah,
would never
in middle school, dude.
Yeah, like y'all do coke in high school. That's wild here.
I have a homie that did it in middle school, bro.
That's wild.
Yeah, people getting pregnant.
We thought smoking weed was like, yo, nigga, you're going to prison for the rest of your life. And
no, dude.
Wild is some like, I even know, even like in inner city schools, they still not doing shit like that. And like DC, they still
at North High School, people are smoking weed during lunch, dude.
That's what.
Oh yeah, I started smoking weed in like 6th grade.
Yeah,
for sure. Like
I was like 16.
That's great.
Shout out to my boy Manny that always listens to this podcast. We were smoking.
He does.
Yeah, he loves his podcast.
I saw him at the little pop up.
Yeah, so shout out to him. Me and him were smoking in like 6th grade, bro.
That's why I would never smoke weed in 6th grade.
Which is wild.
I was still watching Digimon. Like,
no, dude, I was a little bitch. I was a little bitch about everything. But like the first time I smoked weed, I was with Rob.
Really?
Yeah, remember?
Oh, the pin.
I had the cookies.
That was it.
That was one of the first times.
Oh shit, I didn't know that. Yeah, that makes sense now. You was like, oh yeah, you were sitting on the couch when we had the man cave in the garage.
Had like a little man cave set up in the garage where we had like back-to-back TVs and Rob had his little audio setup and shit, and we would play Call of Duty and listen to music. And dope. He would smoke weed.
Mm-hmm. Damn, this is like the best like vibe to smoke weed in.
Yeah. It was the garage,
that's
music,
fire.
and games.
A couch.
Like,
and I would be playing Call of Duty for like hours on end. and Rob would be smoking weed and making music, not just playing music, like he'd be making it. And I would hear the same fucking loop for like 3 hours. And I'm like, Rob, how are you doing this? And then I got used to it. And then eventually it was dope because there would be some nights where I would be playing and Rob would add like a kick and I would be like, I would be like, holy shit.
We would look at each other like, yeah, that's it. Like,
he would pop up from behind the TV.
Yeah, I'd be like, that's it.
And we would have argument. That was when like Tay-K got locked up and shit. So we would have like arguments about that and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, but his music's fire. But yeah.
Yeah, that's like the story of my life. Like listening.
I ended up being right on that, by the way. He's in prison right now.
Yeah.
So.
But his music's fire.
It is. Yeah, I would say it is. Yeah.
You were bumping it, right?
Honestly, I wasn't, but I respected it.
Yeah.
Like my little brothers were bumping it more than I was.
Okay.
I didn't really jump in the wave as much.
Yeah.
There was a couple like I try to stay like knowing what's
into
up,
them,
but there's a couple that I'm just like I just don't fall in like all the way. And he was one of them. But the story of my life as far as listening to damn loops all day, listening to the same beat all day, because that's what my dad does. He produces, so like it's the same shit all day long, like bro. So like people that like don't know what being in a studio session is like, they're like, that's probably dope, like it's so fun.
That shit gets tiring.
That
as
shit
fuck,
is
bro.
boring as fuck. Like,
give me the fuck
and
out
then
of here,
recording with somebody that knows what they're doing.
And keep in mind the garage.
Oh my god.
Or Rob would wear headphones, but like during the day he would play it like he had a big ass speaker below his desk, and my room is above the garage. So
you just hear
I'm doom doom doom.
And it was a bass amp. That's why.
Yeah, it was all bass amp.
It was a bass amp.
One
That's
channel.
All you could hear.
Yeah, but like those are some times, man, that we mentioned how
sweating in the middle of summer.
2018.
So I was in there. I got stung by a scorpion in there. I fucking got my foot fucked up.
2018 was a year.
That was wild. 2018.
Yeah.
It's crazy that you've only been here, so it's 4 years now.
4 years.
In my mind, Rob like went to high school with us. I don't know why, but it's like that.
Because
like when he just said it was 2018.
Yeah,
I like just remembered I had just met you at that time.
Fuck, that was the first time you met him?
Yeah, it was at Luis's house
on 35th.
Yeah, where he lived. His family's at
Earl?
now. On Earl, yep.
Yeah.
He pulled up, and I was talking to him about.
Then we just gave out his fucking neighborhood.
Yeah. I think we were talking about how do you say it? Mambo sauce?
Mambo sauce.
Yeah,
that's right.
I was asking him about it, and because I was like, "Yo, I just kind of learned about this, and now I have somebody here."
You know, I'm excited to talk about some D&B shit. Let's fucking talk, nigga. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Once you said I listened to Wale, I was like, I can fuck with this.
That was
once you know one thing.
I think
about
it was.
D&B,
when we connected on that mixtape that he did, that no one else really fucks with.
11-1-11.
Oh my god.
My god.
Bro.
I was like, so my nigga really listens to music.
Yes,
for real,
that is the best Wale.
I think that's the
so
same
crazy.
shit that happened when you came over, like one of the first times you came here in like 20.
That was like 2010.
Damn.
And then when you were talking to me and my brother or some shit, and we talked about Wale, and you were like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, I didn't at 2010 because I knew Wale.
You didn't know how
like
far
25, like 2005.
And social Instagram isn't.
Yeah, it wasn't popping, and so it's like for you to know about him means he's doing way bigger numbers than I ever even imagined.
Yeah.
To me, he was still Wale from like the nigga who sang with go-go bands and shit like that.
Penny
But for him to
girls.
make it to Phoenix of all places, I'm like, oh, he's making some connections.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
popping for a minute.
Yeah. By the time, but that was like ambition time frame, so that makes perfect sense that he started.
When
that
Meek
was,
Mill started too. Yeah,
that was prime MMG, fucking Stolly, Wale, Meek
Stolly's
Mill.
fire. I still listen to him sometimes.
They say they say you think he fell off. There's like he's still MMG and he like runs underground.
He's
music.
still doing his own
They say
thing.
his underground. He's the underground king. Like his music is still
Yeah, he's so good.
that guy.
That's dope.
I always fucked with him like super heavy.
Yeah,
because he was always low key.
He was.
Yeah.
You knew he wasn't even on their like their mixtape covers. He would kind of be like in the
Yeah,
back or something like that, you know? Because it was after Wale and Meek Mill, it was Stolly and somebody else they signed. Who was the
August Alsina?
It wasn't what's his name with the dreads, like the Haitian dreads?
No, he was
What's his
Triple
name?
C's. That was Cartel. That was
No, the
Gunplay.
other one. Gunplay. Okay.
That was way before. He's like when Rick Ross in the streets kind of nigga. He's Rick Ross's
every day I'm hustling.
That's his shooter right there. That's like his walker.
I heard.
Yeah, they was like Gunplay is not the nigga. That's why they call him Gunplay. It's like he's not the nigga you.
That's what I heard.
With.
Yeah,
I've heard when you hear about him in Miami, you're like, nah, he's not the one.
You know he did Brilliant Idiots.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah, you can go back and there's an episode
he was talking about doing. He would say he smoked a blunt with coke in it. I can't remember the name.
Like a Primo.
Yeah, that's what it was called. He was like, man, I was hitting the Primo. Woo! And he was like saying it like it was regular.
Yeah,
I'm like, this nigga's wild.
Yeah,
he got locked up like 3 times.
Wale was one of those original like rapper. Starting to become influencer with like the clothes,
with the sneakers and shit.
Crazy.
He was the OG, like making that shit popping.
Yeah, like he was wearing the diamond and like it was like him,
the
Currency,
BBC,
like the 100 shit. Nobody knew what that
Nobody was fucking with the 100s.
He was Wale was like one of the freshest, and I had never seen that type of like those colors like.
That was very DC.
I didn't know that at the time.
With the foams and Nike boots.
The foams, like I was like, where are these foams coming from?
People seeing him made me feel better because people used to make when you're from the DMV and you dress like him, people be like, "The fuck is what are you?
You're wearing some wild shit.
You're wearing New Balances, like what the fuck?" And I just told my homie today,
the 990s.
Like, to us. We never saw that in. We just saw 992.
That was just a thing, yeah.
Yeah, the New Balance just happened to be the brand of shoe. We didn't care about that. We're like, this shoe looks nice. Like, I don't give a fuck about the fucking name.
Y'all
brand.
were the ones
That's
rocking
how
New
we
Balance.
are in DC. Like, if it looks nice.
I think that was one of the first time, like I knew Pharrell's been on it, but like that, seeing Wale, that was the first time I heard about Billionaire Boys Club, and I was just like, oh shit, like because he was like one of the freshest rappers out. Him and
Bates were shit you never saw.
Him and Currency,
insane.
Yeah, like,
insane.
Even Charlamagne said that he was like, if I want to be fly, I still call Wale till this day.
Yeah,
oh for
he said
sure.
That, he was like, I call Wale if there's some shit that I don't, because I realize now talking to Nate and Chris. There's like levels of clothing we don't even know that exist.
Oh
like,
yeah.
When you like they're a brand, you think that there's nothing ass jeans, and they're just fucking like
$6,000
pair of jeans.
Wale was the one that made Balmain jeans pop.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Like before, like the biker jeans and shit. Like nobody,
Yeah,
I didn't see anybody
get a lot
rocking
of credit. The person
that's why he be so upset. That's why he be mad.
But that's the thing, you can't.
You can't be mad about that shit.
But that's why people be mad at him. Like, bruh. We don't stop caring that people don't give you credit. Yeah. But that's his.
Because it's one of those things where it's like, we know you started it.
Yeah, like we don't. But he's like, why don't people say
he was looking.
That's how I am. Like, I've done different little things in my field of shit that I do.
And you want to be
like. And I don't pop my shit because I'm like, people do it for me. No. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I want someone to post like, hey, this dude told me this, or I hear someone says it for me.
Yeah, you
I don't want.
On. At least with music, you put me on. Like, I've never heard of that.
So like, that's what I want to do. Like even with the vintage shit, like I've given out a lot of game for stuff, but I will never be like, yo, like I'm the one that did this and this.
I know who did that.
Yeah,
I didn't fuck with him, bro.
Yeah, so like,
to be honest, I don't know if he's probably not listening to this.
I don't know any other vintage person except for you.
Yeah, there's another guy. We don't even say his name anymore, but
bleep that out.
Yeah,
bro.
So like that guy was that way, and we got into arguments because he was the kind of thinking like, you don't give out game, you got to earn this.
He's
game.
gatekeeping.
Yeah, he's gatekeeping. That's literally what gatekeeping is.
No, bro,
and he was one of those people that I really hate, where he was like, people don't know about this. Hey, you forgot about this. And it's just like, bro, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even know like where I come from type shit.
Yeah,
like,
but get off of that. I don't even want to give him no. I'm like I'm complete opposite. I don't even want to even give nobody like that don't need
I
it.
just remember him being on a live, and I'm like, oh, he's from the Bay Area, dope. And then after like 10 minutes, I was like, this dude's kind of whack.
Yeah.
But that's, I was thinking about that on my way to getting Angelo, like how people should move in life. And I learned from the military, like, you're not supposed to let people see you. That's how we get away, like the CIA, that's how you get away with shit. You're not supposed, that's how I can ride around smoking a blunt, because I ride in a minivan. I'm not fucking trying to still be Mr. Cool.
You're not bumping music.
Looking at, you're not even looking my way for where that weed smell is coming from. You look to the BMW next to me. If you move like that in life, you will more often than not gain
100%.
This shit is chess, not checkers.
You will garner way more success if you just stop trying to be seen. Niggas gonna see you.
Exactly.
If you're you, they
when I had a newer car,
sucker you, fucker you.
Oh my god. When I had a newer newer car, people would like act different. So I'm like, I don't even like this. So at one point I got rid of it, and then I had like a bucket Corolla, and I felt better in that because people wouldn't even look my way.
Look at me.
But I know that I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you can take another shot.
So yeah, bro, what you mean? We're celebrating. But yeah, so it's like
I gotta drive.
100%. It's how you. It's
I
how
was
you
like,
move.
fuck
You're
it,
like,
bro.
oh,
Let me get in on
wait a
it. But I
minute.
gotta drive.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it's definitely how you move. It's crazy though. Like I was saying, that you're so cultured because of like the military and stuff. Like you guys seen a lot of stuff that we'll never see.
But I tell
bro.
people don't realize how much culture is in the United States alone.
Yeah.
People shit on America.
We're the best.
Each state,
We're the best.
somebody brought it. It was like we technically have like 50. We're like Europe. We have like 50 different countries in one place. Like each culture is different. Each law is different in each state. The way people move in each state is different. Like there's states where their whole thing is like they have no idea what's going on in the real world. Like Alabama, Mississippi, those people pride themselves on like being like we don't know what's happening in the rest of America.
Dude, they still have slaves in Mississippi. Like
they probably. I'm not gonna lie. I think slavery just became illegal in like 1990. There, they just signed the law in like 1990 to make slavery illegal.
they did like sharecropping and shit.
Yeah, there's slavery there. Like Alabama is like wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
They
But
also
that's the beauty
call
of America.
the people from Alabama also call
Yo, that's wild.
they call girls' butts turd cutters.
That's
But
wild.
that's where the term in DC comes from, Bama. Like you a Bama, like because they're bumpkins, like you don't dress cool. Like what's wrong? You a Bama.
That's what that means?
Yeah. It's a slang toward Alabama people. Like you a Bama dude. Like what's up with you? You dressing down like what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You know? But I mean, even moving here, that's why I was so excited to move here. I'm like, it's nothing like I've ever lived in before.
Yeah.
Nothing like I told him, man, we lived in all four corners of the United States.
Yeah, we were just talking about that yesterday.
Washington State, I've lived there for 3 years. And
That's what's crazy about the internet, though. Like how it's blown up different like subgenres. Like
And now
how you're
that's, like-
saying if before like Rob rocking New Balances, that's normal
That's
to
crazy,
him.
yeah.
But now people see Rob post that in this time, they're like, damn, Rob is fresh as hell. Like, he knows what's up. But it's like Rob, that's his culture. Like he's been doing
Yeah.
that, but now it's just cool to do that. You know,
But I think that's the beauty, because now we can all. That's why I don't like when people be beefing. I'm like, there's no reason to beef with somebody from some. Appreciate everybody's culture. Like come to Phoenix and know that they're not hype beasts. Like you guys don't like a lot of popular shit.
Yeah.
You guys aren't very hip to like. You are purposefully like that, so don't come here and try to change that. So that's what I've gotten from here. That's why I've been this way. Like I let my hair grow out.
And I think that kind of forces originality.
Yes,
it does.
Like
absolutely.
when you're I don't want to, I guess like against what's popular on purpose, kind of forces you to be like, no, like I don't want to be like anybody else. Then like what if I just do my own shit?
Yeah, because I can always bring receipts. Like when my shit that I was doing gets popping, I have the receipts that I've been doing this shit. Like, and the shit that y'all get popping. So now that it's popping, I have some of that shit. So let me sell it to y'all for 4 times the price I got it at.
Yeah.
Because I've had this shit in my closet sitting. You know what I mean? Like dunks are hot right now. I sold a pair for like over $400 that I bought back in the day for like $80.
I mean, even this podcast in general, you're gonna be like, I was on episode 26.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, because
even like there's stuff like that with Brilliant Idiots. If you look at Brilliant Idiots, they've really only started popping off maybe like the past 4 years.
Yeah,
They've been
4 or
doing
5
it for
years.
like 8 or 9 years. They said it was like y'all don't understand. We've been doing this every week.
You have
for
to.
9 years.
you have to.
He's like, so y'all think that this shit is overnight, or that Andrew's using me or I'm using him? He was like, we were both nobodies before this shit ever popped off.
Nobody
like
knew
that.
Andrew was a comic.
No,
I used to listen.
A podcaster.
I used to listen, and I only knew Andrew from Brilliant Idiots.
I only knew him from Guy Code.
Guy Code.
'Cause I love
Okay,
Guy Code.
I do remember that a
And
little bit.
So I still listen to a lot of that, like that comedy style. I listen to a lot of those people who either wrote
That
for
group,
that show, like Chris DiStefano, somebody else wrote for that show, like all those people. Who were on that
a lot
show.
of the cool people were on that show.
Yeah,
that's
MTV.
true.
That's what they even still pop their shit on that. They're like, y'all don't understand. Guy Code was MTV's prime time.
Right, Lil Duval.
Next to that, Lil Duval was on there. Like next to that in reality TV, that was guy code and girl code.
What happened to Lil Duval? Is he not on Instagram no more?
Super pop. He keeps getting kicked off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
He has an airplane. He's doing what he wants.
Yeah, he's living on his own
But
island.
but he's not on Instagram.
He is.
Cause I follow him, but like, he only posts like, or to me, he's only
muted a lot.
He's like shadow banned.
Oh yeah, if you go to his page, he's always posting, but you never see.
Yeah, he posts like him in his plane, like next.
Because I love his Instagram.
Yeah, he flies from. He lives in Florida. So he flies to like the Bahamas.
His Instagram is such a good vibe.
That's why they keep him off of there.
Yeah,
he's very like y'all need to stop trying to live like these. He's like I hang out with these people. They're fake.
They're not
trying
cool.
to tell you that. He's like these motherfuckers are fake, and I'm trying to tell y'all they in debt beyond their belief. Like beyond belief, they're in debt. Like beyond belief, you guys think that's you like but that's a part of the hustle. Like that's dumb.
Lil Duval did teach me a lot.
Yeah,
I will say that as like just as an influencer, I guess you could call it, because he does whatever he wants, you know. But to me, like even on the little shit he says, whether he's on podcasts or if he's just on Instagram talking on a story, just doing whatever, it's like you really get game from him, and so.
And then when his friend died, he became very like positive. He was like seeing my friend die and not being like him dying slowly from cancer and him living every day as being happy. He was like, I couldn't be mad anymore after that. He's like, what the fuck I look like?
Yeah.
He's literally been changed since Kool-Aid passed away.
R.I.P.
He's never changed after that.
Yeah.
He talks about Kool-Aid till this day. He's like, he changed who I am.
He still posts videos and stuff of him.
Yeah. He said, I did mushrooms because of him. He was like, I started smoking weed with him. Like, Kool-Aid really changed him. And now look at him. He's probably, like he said, living his best. I think he's making more money
living my best life.
He's selling out arenas, singing. He's a comedian.
Yeah.
He's singing, like
having songs with Snoop Dogg and shit, and
This guy is literally, he's probably making tops. I bet you he's making like $3 million a year,
for sure.
And that's to his friends. That's nothing money. But he's like, I'm making this is my money.
He's doing what he wants.
And then he's the one who taught me kind of like that. I kind of tell myself all the time, like if you owe somebody money, you're still broke.
Come on now.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Like, why y'all be like going? Like you keep saying the house is supposed to be like you supposed to be $800,000 in debt. He's like, that don't sound crazy to you. He was like, even if you can afford it, why would you owe somebody that much fucking money? Like that's crazy to owe somebody that. You look at your mortgage every day. My mom says that. She was like, you see that 6-figure number and you see that it only goes down $1,000 every single fucking month. That starts to get in your head like, I owe these motherfuckers $340,000.
And with houses, it's a little more reasonable because you can't just always just grab a house like cash. You know what I mean? So that's a little. But
let me cop
with
a
these
house.
people that get the cars,
that's what
it's
he's
like,
saying.
yo.
And he said that, but he's like, the house thing, I understand. He's like, but he was talking about like people who trying to do the real estate thing.
Yeah.
Like these real estate moguls. He was like, you motherfuckers going $2 million in debt buying
just copping
flip
everything.
houses.
Yeah.
He's like, it doesn't work that way. You don't just buy a house and flip the shit. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So he's like, y'all are idiots going into
it's
debt.
crazy.
Yeah,
but yeah, with the whole car thing, it's like, can I go get a Mercedes Benz? Yes, but why the fuck would I do that?
Yeah.
That doesn't even make sense.
That's what we're trying to buy a car now, and they're like, "What do you want your monthly payment to be?" I'm like, "I don't care about that." They're like, "But that's what's important." I said, "No, it's not. The fact that I owe somebody $60,000 on something is where I fucking care. I don't care if you make the payment $300 a month.
Yeah, for sure.
If I owe this nigga $60,000, that bothers me. So I'm not
100%.
spending no more than $16,000 in the car. Bro.
Yeah, don't let them trick you and say, "What do you want your monthly payment?" Look at what is the total that you're gonna pay, and then what's the interest rate.
What's the interest rate? That's how they be getting you.
Yeah.
They be getting you.
It's crazy.
We were just looking at it. Dude gave us 33%. 20 minutes later, we had 13% interest he was trying to offer us. I'm like, why don't you just come out with that fucking offer in the first place? This is what makes me not like doing this thing. Because y'all trying to you're trying to get people and trick them. You're trying to get people who don't know what's going on.
And here's some game on that too. I don't know. This is like a credit podcast now.
No, it is.
Here's some game on that too. So when you go to them, say they give you whatever, 10%, whatever.
I fuck
You
with
say,
Angelo.
oh, okay, cool. You go, call your bank that you had a credit with.
Mm-hmm.
You say, hey, I'm trying to buy this car. It's $40,000. What interest rate can you offer me? Oh, we can offer you 4%. Boom. Go back there.
Mm-hmm.
My bank said they'll offer me 4%. Let's set it up.
Mm-hmm.
So now you just went from 10% to 4%.
Yep. That's how I got my first car. Was I went and I said my bank already said yes,
Yep.
so they
Exactly.
give me 6%.
And they talk to your bank. You don't even gotta do shit.
The dude was like, I can't beat that. So
Yeah.
you're just gonna have to finance.
Yeah,
He's like, I can't beat 6%. Like
Yeah.
I just he's
And
like,
you-
your first car, you got 6%. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then you're not even paying the dealership. You're paying it through your
You're
same
paying
account.
and that's what I'm telling. I don't like that whole having different banks and shit.
Yeah,
but
no.
that is true. Like, don't be out here getting got.
Yep.
People like everybody's out here trying to get their money. That's what's America. What's that line you always quote? This is America. If you're not trying to make money, you're a
fucking
dickhead.
from The Departed, where he was like, "This is America. If you're not trying to make money, you're a fucking douchebag."
Yeah.
They were talking about that with the WNBA, like how people be
Oh,
like, they
God.
need more power. And they were like, it's a revenue business.
Yeah.
They don't bring
How
in
many people
revenue.
are watching the WNBA?
I've
Like,
never watched
Ask
the
how
game.
many
Like,
women
for
are
real.
watching ask how many women watch the WNBA. As much as it's women, it's still sports.
But even, like,
it's a male.
And that's why, like, a lot
dominated
of, like, even hockey players don't get paid a lot because no one fucking watches hockey.
No.
And but you see these NFL players, these baseball players getting millions of dollars.
Especially baseball,
Yeah.
which is
Especially
Because-
baseball still.
You know how
stickball.
many fucking people, like, how many people don't have any cable and all they can do is watch the sports channel? Like, how many foreigners, like, watch it overseas and they're in
you
Mexico?
don't
they got
need
a
to
little.
know the language.
Yeah, you
to
just watch
this
baseball. And then with football, the NFL draft has more ratings than the NHL Stanley Cup.
shit. Wow.
And I remember reading that stat a few years ago, and that's why the pay.
That's
But
crazy.
they said that'll start to change because something like soccer and baseball, again, is basically kickball and stickball.
Yeah.
It's very easy for anyone
Yeah,
in
baseball's the
any country
shit.
to play those sports, which is what makes them popular.
Mm-hmm.
Basketball and football weren't that easy to, like, that type of stuff wasn't easy. Football, you can't get that shit to
Yeah, that's why
fucking-
it's American football.
Yeah, you can't get that shit to Brazil
motherfucker.
in
I'm just kidding.
1980. Like, they were like, yeah, you can't order that shit like
Or
that.
like a regulation NBA
Field-
hoop.
Exactly. That's only American kids who can really, or we even have the parks that have that. A lot of other countries don't have stuff like that.
That's why you see all these, like, we were talking about Nigerians killing it in UFC.
Yes.
Because you
Because
don't
you
need...
can fight.
Yeah.
Fighting is everywhere on the planet. That's why mixed martial arts blew up, because there was a person studying Hapkido in Japan and this dude in Brazil, and they want to see
when
who's
Dana
better.
when Dana White was like, "Let's start this shit," and that shit was like Mortal Kombat. And
Yes,
when it started,
literally.
They said when it first started, it was crazy.
it was
It was,
wild.
yeah.
It was like UFC 1 through like 30 was insane.
It was like,
it
dude,
beating
there
the
was
shit out
no
of
weight
each other.
classes.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those. Yeah.
It was just people like
Like, they were just they were doing, like, style against style. It's kind of what
they were trying to do.
doing at the
Who's
time.
the best fighter
yeah,
in the
what-
world?
Yeah, exactly.
And then it ended up being
What style will win? A karate guy or a
boxer.
And
big
who-
ass
and
boxer?
Who doesn't
you
want
know?
to see that? Who
Yeah,
doesn't
you're
wanna
like,
see?
as
But
a
then-
guy, I'm like, oh
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
But
Yeah, I
like
wanna
any
see
other
that.
sport, you start to see, especially when something like, because I know you said Six is doing jujitsu right now. That takes a smart person. They said
That's fire.
Jujitsu is about intelligence.
It's all in
you
your
have
mind.
to be smart.
That's all
You have
in your
to be
mind.
Very smart to be good at jujitsu. So now you're seeing these intelligent boxers. They're like, yeah, like Floyd Mayweather. You probably would have never looked at him the same if it wasn't for usually seeing people throwing these ugly ass haymakers in the ring, in the octagon. I mean, now you're like, oh, Floyd Mayweather is the greatest boxer to ever exist on the planet. Period.
sure.
No matter what weight class it is.
It's Canelo.
No, hell no.
He's great, but
Yeah, Mayweather's different.
yeah, Mayweather's a
No,
different-
Mayweather's the greatest defensive boxer of all time.
Yeah, there's
for
a
sure.
different. There's different levels. What's the last movie that you've seen? That doesn't have to be new either. Just something. Good that you've seen.
The last movie I watched, we watched
Oh,
Training
didn't we
Day.
have it up?
I'll say that as many. Yeah, on
Wait,
Letterboxd.
you watch what?
Me and her watched Training Day. She watched it for the first time.
For the first time?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. When he's like, When he's like, when he makes some smoke, he's like, smoke this shit.
He's like,
and they're in traffic.
Right.
Yeah, in the middle of the intersection.
In traffic.
Middle of the intersection. Yeah.
Yo.
He puts a gun to his head. He's
that's
like,
a wild one to watch for the first time as an adult.
Yes.
Yo.
And
I didn't see it for the first time until I was an adult. I was like 19.
For real?
I was like 19
Oh
the first
my
time
God.
I saw it.
Yeah, that's a movie.
My mom wasn't gonna let me watch this fucking movie.
Yeah, I for sure.
No, and then when he
I
has him
wasn't
do the angel dust, and then later in the movie, he's like, "What are you gonna do? Fucking go to the police and rat me out? You've been doing angel dust all day."
Yep.
And he's like, "You've been planning this all day?" He's like, "I've been planning this all week."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, fucking Denzel is the man."
And the way he dies at the end,
yes, I
is
like that part. I love street justice.
Yes.
I love that.
It's
when
Shakespearean.
The streets get there, because he was fucking up that. How you gonna look like everyone in your neighborhood and then do that to them?
Yep.
You were fucking all these people over, ruining their lives.
And then that's
and
why
Dre was in that movie.
Yeah.
and Snoop Dogg, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Snoop Dogg played a cripple.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
On his wheelchair.
Wait, am I not allowed to say
I
that?
don't know if we can say that anymore.
I'll say it. I'll be alright.
Differently abled person.
He was handicapped.
Yeah.
Can I say that?
You can say handicap for
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
He was a
threw
paraplegic.
him out of his wheelchair.
Yeah, and he was fucking crawling.
I was watching Doom the other day. You know I love Doom, the Rock movie, and when
You seen it?
I haven't seen it, but me and my brothers were just talking about this last night because he brought up a Doom movie, and I was like, the one with The Rock? And he's like, no.
He's talking about the second one.
Yeah, he's talking about a different one. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, there's a Rock Doom. And he's like,
That
no,
was
there's
when
not.
that was when he was Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, I was like, that's one of the greatest sci-fi movies of our time. I was like,
Yeah,
when you talking about a video
that changed-
game movie,
that
that's
changed-
the best one.
For real?
The scene where he takes the thing and he starts like going like they go first
Like in the
person
video game.
view. They go first person view and he's
That changed everything.
that was a perfect.
They made a movie like that, right? Where it was all first.
Hardcore Henry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
that one.
That movie was like that.
Yeah.
Doom is the reason why stuff like that. Because that was the first time I saw.
Doom walked so
That's a
Hardcore Henry
trailer.
could run.
Exactly. Because that was the first time I saw something. He looks in the mirror and you don't see a camera. You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what the fuck is happening?
And
How's
then-
he seeing himself?
So this was like you're
camera?
watching a video game.
Yeah, and then
Yes.
Kanye did
That
that
is
It's not
pretty
the whole
music
movie
video.
though. It's only like he powers up basically and he starts going ham.
Like they do
Then
in the
he
video
fights
game.
The Rock at the end. And The Rock is like evil and crazy now.
Sick.
Like the movie's not terrible.
I
But
gotta
there's
check
a part in
this
the
out.
movie where the
Early
dude's like-
2000s, The Rock is the shit.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
made.
because that was like, I
Yeah.
thought I looked it up as like 03 or 5 or
Yeah,
something.
something like
Yeah,
that.
he was like,
Look
fuck
up
you,
The
you
Rock
fucking
movies
gimp.
in order.
I was like, a gimp? That's a crazy
Oh,
word to call
what?
it. They say that in the movie. He's like, Portman, I can't see shit. He was like, fuck off, you fucking gimp, because one of the dudes in a wheelchair.
God.
And I'm like,
God
what the
damn.
fuck,
Yeah,
2005?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, let's see the Rock movies.
the training.
Does the Rock not get enough credit?
He gets too much credit.
now,
You never
Maybe
stop
he
seeing him.
does.
He's like
Yeah, you're
Kevin
right.
Hart. You
You're
never
right.
stop seeing
dude,
him.
now
You're right. You're right.
him and I.
He killed Moana though.
I talked about this a long time ago with Rob, like during the podcast, but I was like, I'm tired of Kevin Hart. I'm sick and tired of him.
I haven't said that out loud, but me too.
Yeah. Be a
Yeah.
mogul, dude. Go sit in the background
That's
like
what-
Jay-Z did. Go sit in the back.
That's why I don't want to say it, because he is really that guy.
Yeah, see, all
But-
due respect. Yeah,
Ah, yeah,
He's
I'm
worth
tired
like
of him too.
$600 million.
he's a
It's nuts. He's
Yeah.
going to be one of the first billionaire
comedian,
comedians.
Yeah,
for
he
sure.
went crazy. Oh, he was in Be Cool.
and he's also just like,
Oh yeah.
Be Cool. He was
Great.
amazing in Be Cool. Walking Tall and The Rundown. Get on here, monkey.
Okay, he has some bangers.
sick ass double feature.
Gridiron.
Gang.
He was called in. Okay.
I'm 88. That's just.
Oh, buddy, got at the game, bro. He was in Reno 911. He was the fucking FBI agent. He was actually funny in that movie.
Race to Witch Mountain. The game plan.
Come on now, don't sleep on the game plan. Race to Witch Mountain. Get Smart. I just watched that last
The
night.
other
Wait,
guys.
what was he in? The other guys. Who was he?
He was the cops in the beginning with Samuel
Yeah.
Jackson, and they jumped off the building.
Yeah, okay.
There
Aim for the
goes
bushes.
my.
Yeah.
That song. dog. They just die. You're like, oh, this movie is gonna be hilarious.
Yes.
And that was like the beginning of the movie.
Exactly.
Yo, that was so dope how they set that up.
Exactly. You're like, this is about to be. They really don't. You thought they were just gonna be underlings the whole time. It's like, no, these guys were dead.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Why'd they jump? They were just
Right,
cut
like,
to the
oh.
funeral. They're like, why'd they jump? Like, what the fuck?
That's a good question. When's the last like comedy you were dying laughing in? Like a
that's
new
good
one. I feel like I haven't seen one in
There
a
hasn't
long
been
time.
one that's made my gut hurt.
Yeah,
in a
like where you're
long
just like,
time.
yo, I can't take this anymore. I feel like there
Damn,
hasn't been
that's
one.
a good question. You have to go back and watch.
You
old
have to go back,
movies to
yeah.
get
That's
that
what I, like. You
feeling.
gotta go back and watch
Pineapple Express.
Pineapple Express.
That's the first thing I thought about was Pineapple
Yep.
Express.
It was either Step Brothers, Pineapple
I
Express.
watched
Brothers.
Good Boys. That was
Oh, I
cool.
haven't
Oh,
seen that
Good
one
Boys
yet.
was hilarious.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, anything within that camp, like This Is the End.
Yes,
This is the end.
That was pretty metaphorical because that was kind of the end of those kind of movies.
Damn.
Was that a reach? No.
No, that
Nah.
was actually pretty
That was good?
decent.
I
But
think,
that movie,
yeah.
I think we liked that movie because it was so like, oh, you're just playing yourself.
You're
like,
just themselves.
hyperbolic
There was
versions
no
of
characters.
yourself.
It's
There was
just-
just hyperbolic versions of themselves.
Yeah.
For sure.
So it was. We just watched that
Michael
the other
Cera?
day too. Michael
Oh
Cera,
my
who the
God.
fuck took my phone, man?
And it's ringing when
And
he's.
he's like, oh fuck, like, that's embarrassing. That's like that shit is hilarious,
He's
dude.
dying.
Yes.
We saw this baby shit.
Have you seen Pain and Gain?
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, that movie's funny.
I love that movie. Mark
Pain-
Wahlberg.
Pain and Gain. That's a pretty funny
Hey.
movie.
Channing
That
Tatum.
one is hard to watch though when they're like cooking the fingers and stuff.
Yeah.
Remember they chop them, like all that stuff. I'm like, oh my
Yeah,
god.
it gets real. Everything so is all sweaty.
Yeah.
Is that the second time? Every time
Sweaty. Oh my god, bro.
Angelo just brings it out of me, bro.
Everything's all sweaty.
The last time we were talking about Moonlight, and I was like, everybody's so sweaty.
You did say that, but they
just
are
moist,
sweaty in that
yeah.
one too.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
When
it's
you in
Florida.
It's
It's
Florida.
Florida.
Yeah, that's one
It's
thing.
Florida.
If your movie's in Florida and you don't look like you're wet, that's not real.
Yeah.
When I seen the sweat level and then those dreads, like
Yes.
I was like, this
You
is
like it's
Florida.
Florida
You
for
don't
sure.
gotta even
You
tell
don't
me.
have to tell
That
me.
was like the first scene.
Right.
If
Yeah,
it ain't
but-
Florida, it's like close by Louisiana or some shit
Yeah.
like that. Like
Yeah.
that's the
You're in the
humidity.
South.
That humidity
Yeah.
is you never are not
That was
wet.
Bad Boys.
Bad boys. Then
Oh.
it's
Like,
Miami.
you
the
knew.
Yo,
whole
I
time.
never
Yeah.
experienced that till I went to New Orleans and I just went for a walk in the morning and it felt great. It felt good outside. When
Yeah.
I got back, I had to change my shirt.
Yeah, because you're not sweating. It's just moisture starts to accumulate
Just
on your
wet.
body. So you're just like, oh, my
Yeah.
underarms are like sticky for some reason.
Right.
Literally,
It's on my
yeah.
arms and my legs.
Exactly.
You just
yeah,
have, like,
I
a
wasn't even
coat.
hot. Like I wasn't hot. I was just wet.
Because I keep telling you, I was like, Phoenix sun is clouds
When it's a
in
dry
those
heat.
places. Like,
Shut the fuck up.
shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, it's hot as shit out here.
It's like an oven.
Being stuffy is one thing that I get it. That's annoying. But feeling like I'm going to like burn.
Because with a dry heat, like, I fucking hate saying that word, but like when it's 115 outside, there's nothing you can do. Like,
and at
it's,
least in Florida, there's a breeze off the ocean.
Yeah, and-
there's something.
and it's just like when it's hot as fuck, you're just gonna have to deal with
Yeah,
it.
it's
bro.
like I always say it's like when you like are heating up the oven and you open it to like put some shit in there. It's just that
like when
period.
you open your car, and it's
Yeah,
just
It's
just
You
just
stand
hot.
there for a second. You're
Or
like,
when your
God
elbow
damn.
touches
No, that's
the
why-
seatbelt. Oh my
And you jump, you're like, God
god!
damn it! You like
You
what
burn the
fuck?
shit out
that's
of your
why like when
elbow.
it's hot outside, I wait. Like I stand outside so they can start the car, and sometimes when I get
So they can start the car. Who's starting your car?
no, like if I'm in the
mom, what you talking about?
if I'm in the passenger, like, you know, I'll wait for them to. And for people who are like just standing outside too, I'm
Oh, I
like,
see what
start
you're
the
saying.
fucking car, bro. Like, get that
Like, I
AC.
gotta get a second. That steering wheel feels like hell. Like
Yeah, you
that-
just
Yeah.
reach across and put the
Just
keys
put that shit in and then
start
stand
it.
outside for like a minute.
Yeah.
But like, you gotta let that hot air come out.
Like
Yeah.
I tell people, I said, there's no extreme weather here except for their heat. That will
Yeah.
fuck your car up, your house, your windows. Like
we had
everything.
we had
Anything you leave
aux cords.
outside.
We had aux cords melt
Yeah.
Melt.
in the fucking.
My battery
lid.
died my first like week here. They were like, "Oh yeah, you can't leave it in the sun because
Yeah.
it'll cook your battery."
Yeah.
Like, I said that is My rear view mirror fell off when I moved here. It melted the adhesive off.
Yeah.
What the fuck is happening here?
Yeah, it ruins everything.
After being in Florida for a while, and then you move here, and that car just falls apart.
Yeah, it just exactly. I made it through Florida, and it was like not even this close to this bad, dude. Not even close to this bad. But yeah, The Rock has had some fucking.
Yeah, he's had a
Baywatch.
Baywatch was good.
Baywatch was actually funny.
Was
yo.
it? Was it though?
But Baywatch was actually. They didn't try to be.
Baywatch.
Hasselhoff showed up.
You know what I watched with my family for some reason? I watched with my brother and my parents. What's that? San Andreas? Where is that?
Oh, the earthquake movie.
Yeah.
That was around.
Was that older?
Rock is the last person who's doing stuff like that, where he makes movies that are similar to each other.
Like I was just about to say, disaster movies.
That is the reason why I don't give him enough credit, is because he does shit like that.
Like Skyscraper and shit like that.
It's like that drops you down so low.
Exactly.
Like,
the movie, I watched it though, I was like, man, fuck, this movie isn't like it's not a 1-star or a 2. It actually is very like mid.
Okay.
It's like there's parts in the movie where you actually got your heart racing because he's an amputee. He has like one leg, and they're in Dubai. And
you're on a fucking crane.
He was in that. He was in that building, the Daj or whatever the fuck that.
Taj Mahal.
No, that building in Dubai, the tallest building in the world.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
There was a fire on
the Burj Khalifa.
The 100. Yeah, there's like the fire on 190th floor because there's terrorists there. So there's like these, like his family's inside the building still. Like there's all kinds of wild shit. Where you like, you
just that picture alone, I'm like, I'm not watching.
It makes it look bad.
It looks like 4 other movies that he's made.
Yes, exactly. So the movie title is terrible, and the promo for it was terrible.
If you look at that picture and you see it's called Skyscraper, you're like, I know what happened.
You don't want to fucking watch it. Like this, like all of the shots are terrible.
That is a worse picture at the top.
It's all bad. I'm pretty sure it's a Chinese produced movie. I'm not gonna lie. It's in Dubai, so I'm assuming it's Chinese produced. Like,
oh, they actually shot it in Dubai?
Chinese?
Yeah, they did. He was actually there.
He was in Free Guy?
Damn.
He was in Free Guy.
Yeah, so it says.
Skyscraper could be like post Hobbs and Shaw, you know? Because it was like that much ridiculous action.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Fast and Furious franchises in general?
Yeah, I don't fuck with them.
All right.
I love Fast and Furious. I love Too Fast, Too Furious, and I love Tokyo Drift.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
After that, I literally don't know what's going on except when I listen to you guys talk about it.
Fast 4 is the best non-fast.
No, all you hear me say is how much I don't like them.
Yeah.
But the way you guys talk about like the fucking Jurassic Park mashup.
No, yeah, we predicted
shit like that. I'm like, I wouldn't, if that came out like tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised.
We basically pitched a whole.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I love them because these types of movies, I'm like, this is what America's known for, like these outlandish.
We wrote Fast and Furious 10 already.
Like we did it for you guys. You're welcome. But they said they signed up for a Fast 11 already.
Oh my god.
I'm just like, there's no way. They've never gone negative in the box office. They've only ever been positive.
Has there ever been another?
So why stop? That's what they're thinking. Why stop?
Why would I stop?
We're gonna keep doing this shit till the wheels fall off.
Literally.
Yes.
Literally.
That was good. I was waiting for that shit.
Till the wheel. That's the title of this podcast. Till the wheels fall off.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Till the wheels fall off. That's a great for a 1-year anniversary.
That's what we're doing on this podcast. Till the shit starts going bad. What is that?
He has it already lined up. All of his stuff is already lined up.
Shaw 2?
No.
Jungle Cruise 2.
God.
Fucking Ball and Chain, Red 1. Red Notice 2 and 3. Shut the fuck up. Nobody wants a 2 and 3 of Red Notice.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't even know.
That was a Netflix movie with Ryan Reynolds.
That just came out.
I'm gonna tell you, nobody wants a second or third one from it. No one.
Yeah.
Look at this. Untitled video game movie. They're just working
That's
on some shit.
They're gonna remake Doom, and I'm excited now. That's what it is. I'm calling it. That's Doom.
They're gonna do it again.
They're gonna do it again. They're gonna be like, we have better graphics now. Bring everybody back.
And now The Rock is bald and bigger.
Oh my god.
We can make him do more.
I did want to touch on the Marvel thing though. I was like, somebody brought up. They said Marvel stuff is about to be because Disney has the bandwidth to do that. they're gonna start making those movies as if they're like comic book releases, like just these one-off eight episode shows and stuff like that. Like,
I would love that.
You just put them on, and it brings everybody to Disney. If you like a certain character, you're gonna go to Disney Plus. Like, I'm gonna watch this show for like 2 months.
Because you read all the comics.
Yeah, and then you sign up and you're like, oh shit, Disney Plus is pretty fucking like dope. Like I'm like, that's genius. So the She-Hulk's coming out. Like all these Moon Knight's about to come out, but that's they're getting these big name people like Oscar Isaacs, and he's a bipolar character in the show, so I'm excited to see Oscar Isaac be nuts and be Oscar Isaacs. Like it's gonna be that type of stuff. So I was like, that was like Marvel's gonna be. I don't even think you can ever put that in movies ever again. They really are their own like.
That's a whole different kind of.
It's just not.
And that's what Martin Scorsese was saying. He was like, they're not. When he said Marvel movies aren't cinema, like he's not trashing them. He's just saying they're a completely different kind of entertainment. Like they're not really movies anymore. They're just a different type of entertainment.
Kind of went above, and you've built something outside of movies. Now they're like,
which is like revolutionary as fuck. That's what everybody's trying to do.
Max is
but that's why I was like, that DC stuff's not gonna stop because they're going like the dark way. Like they're gonna start cussing in like DC movies and shit like that. Like you're gonna start saying shit like that. That's where the way DC decided to go.
Because what were you watching?
Peacemaker,
the
TV show.
Oh, my brother just told me he watched that.
It's hilarious.
He said he liked it. John Cena, right?
John Cena. It's the supporting cast. Old girl from Orange is the New Black.
I think John Cena figured it out.
He knew where he's at.
He knew exactly where he was at. And he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna lean in."
He's like, "I'm not the Rock.
I'm the
Rock Light." He's the Rock Light.
He's the Pebble.
Yes. That's why he had to be in a movie with him.
They had a what?
No, I just got that right now. He's the Pebble.
He's the Pebble. You can't see him. And he's
I can't see him.
All right.
But, yeah.
So that's episode 52.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But should we wrap this up?
Yeah, it's 12:15.
Yeah.
We started late.
Speaking of Disney Plus, though, did you watch that Turning Red?
Yes. Did we talk about that?
Literally, the kids watch it 50 times a day.
It's crazy because stuff drops on streaming now. Like it literally just dropped, and my daughter's seen it like 50 times already. Yeah, and it just dropped. Like
Disney is so.
They were watching it this morning.
Bob Iger is that guy
again.
Yeah,
Bob Iger is that. But then I think they were just talking about that on Brilliant Idiots too. That Pixar never misses. He's
never.
Like whoever is the head of them, just like we were saying with Marvel, like you're casting whoever is doing that.
Yeah, getting bread.
Who's ever doing that? Kevin Feige and them, you can't get rid of them.
Do your
like
thing.
These people are.
And I don't know if you
geniuses.
noticed it, but they had product placement in that. They had Tim Hortons on the table. Tim Hortons is like the coffee shop in Canada.
Yeah, it's like a donut.
It was based in Canada, so they had a Tim Hortons box.
It was like a donut shop.
So they're going to start doing more stuff like that in animated films too.
Just making it really regional and shit.
Exactly.
I didn't know that Steve Jobs had something to do with Pixar being a thing. It was like he was like one of the head guys. They were like, oh, that's why. Because when it comes to imagination, there's nobody better than Steve Jobs. We talked about the Jobs movie on here. When he made that thing, they were like, this doesn't work, does it? He was like, no, I'm just trying to scare these guys. I'm like, that is business.
Wow.
Like crazy business acumen. Like, I'm going to make
just throw them off.
He pulled like what we did to like Russia. Like, we're going to make you drain yourself of money trying to catch up. We're going to make you drain yourself. And now I'm going to come out with this thing. And now we have the iPod and this fucking laptop and Pixar and like, come on, man. It's crazy. Jeff Bezos is on his way there too, though. He's about to be the next, like, because Amazon content. Have you watched any Amazon shows, like The Boys or anything?
I watch Hunters.
What's that?
Al Pacino?
Yes. It's so good.
Fonzie, or no,
I need a second season.
Fellow put me onto that.
Oh my God, it's so good. Watch that. If you haven't watched that Hunters on Amazon, watch it.
Dude.
It's so good.
Yes.
It's so good.
Absolutely. Also, Too Old to Die Young. Have you watched that?
I haven't seen that one, no.
With Miles Teller. It's really fucking
Amazon
good.
show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazon's killing it.
Yeah,
right
they're coming up.
I just can't keep up because HBO has me like, because I'm watching
and a lot.
Right now.
Yeah.
And that's why like I love a lot of these especially like Netflix doing their thing, because they're really like an independent. They let directors do their thing when they're originals. Like they don't have any creative interference at all. So that's why, like, when you watch The Irishman and shit like that, you're like, oh, this is still an indie film. Like you can tell there's no like bullshit, weird, like there's no like when Chinese produced movies come out, you just have a weird feeling. But like when you watch The Irishman, you're like, oh, this is just an indie movie with a really big budget.
Really big budget, like the A-B movie thing. That's why I like that because I didn't even know that from my own what made something an A and B movie. So now knowing that is technically an A movie on Netflix when Netflix was known for B movies in the beginning. I'm like, that is good to see for people like Nate who are going to be directors in the future, because you might have a chance to get like a $6 million budget for your first like feature film, because Netflix and them are all trying to get content. Like you're trying to be the first one to it.
Yeah.
They said Jason Sudeikis is getting $1 million per episode for that show he's on.
The
on
Apple one.
TV.
Yeah.
Like he's getting that's his first season. You're getting $1 million
because they don't,
per episode.
and they get it all outright.
Outright.
Because that's what they do at Netflix. They pay them like double the budget or some shit like that, and everything after that is all to Netflix.
Yeah, you get no back end.
I'm wondering, like,
and that's why Scarlett Johansson was kind of mad about that.
Are they like in crazy debt, or are they making that much money?
No, they said Apple is the richest company. They think that they're the only company who actually has liquid in their bank, like $1 billion.
Because I keep hearing about these budgets Netflix be giving out, and I'm like, damn, do they have that much money?
Yeah, and that's why,
why,
because Scorsese made The Irishman for Netflix, but Killers of the Flower Moon is going to be an Apple movie, and so basically, like, he cut his contract with Netflix and was like, I'm just gonna go with Apple because they can give me the money I need.
You're gonna see, and people like Warner Bros. And them, they don't like this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
because now these companies have 10 times more money than you do. Okay. Amazon, Apple, Netflix has more money than Warner Bros. And Sony. They have, as much as they
like
own
tangible,
all this stuff, they have like, and their people, those executives are all young people.
I was just gonna say
Warner
they're
Bros.
younger.
Is filled with
and that's why, and you wonder why like A24 is popping.
Yes.
Because the people running it are young. They're like 40.
So you were raised on these movies that we're talking about,
and they're like, oh yeah, let's give money to Barry Jenkins and shit like that, and like let him
like this dude's next, and then they're like, oh yeah, you're right,
they are next.
But then you hear about Warner Bros. And Sony, how they just turned down people back in the day. You're like, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, like before, like if you're a director and you have a vision, you go to them and you're like, I have this vision. They're like, no, so you're like, fuck.
And then they steal it.
Now, or they steal it.
And then they
but
take
now
it
you
from
can be
you.
like, you don't want it? Fuck you. Let me go to Netflix, or let me go to fucking
I'll put this shit on myself on YouTube and watch me make 200 million views.
And that's
I feel like a dickhead.
Also, with
and
these streaming services, they can not only they can release so many at one time versus big budget.
Yeah.
I can drop 4 movies in 1 week if I want to.
Yeah.
If I fucking want to.
And make money off of all of them.
Yep.
And like even with The Power of the Dog, they're about to win an Oscar. I mean, this is before the Oscars. This is going to come out after, but that's a Netflix movie that's probably going to win an Oscar.
What was the first Netflix movie that? Because remember when that first started happening, there was a lot of chatter in like the movie industry. They were like, we don't like this. Like y'all are being considered for Oscars. And,
was it Roma?
It was. They did not like that in traditional Hollywood.
I think
they were really
Roma might have been the first one to be like really
from streaming services.
Yeah, because Roma was really good.
Damn.
I mean,
That's
I really liked
crazy.
it, but like that's the early, and that was like 2018. But I'm sure there was an earlier one.
Wow.
Because
so
like the first Netflix,
pushback?
the first Netflix original movie was in like 2013.
Damn. That's crazy.
Like
Square.
What is it? What did you look up? Those awards won by Netflix. What about nominated?
Yeah, there's not. It said nominated. That was the first one. It says it right here. I'm not gonna Academy on this with the Square. Netflix became the first high-profile streaming service to be nominated for an Academy Award.
The Square.
I
never heard of that. Can we look that up?
Yes.
The Square.
But I know Roma got a big push for the Oscars. What is this? Oh, that's Ike Barinholtz. Go down. That's his name, right? Am I tripping?
I don't know what this is. These are all foreign people.
So
but that makes sense because that was Netflix's first like.
Is that not Ike Barinholtz or does that look like him?
That's not Ike Barinholtz. It looks like him though. It looks like
Frank
like
the Body
Gibbiotti. It looks like him and Gibbiotti and Rob McElhenney all put together.
Yeah.
But that's old buddy, dude right here. Who is this? That's old buddy from that's Shaw. Not Shaw. Fucking what's his name from Fast and the Furious? I can't think of his fucking name.
His brother.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Netflix.
But yeah, so Netflix, that was I know that they did not like that when the Academy Awards started
and like
recognizing them.
Like the Marriage Story came out and The Irishman was getting nominated and
that Marriage Story murdered. They were like, oh, this is Netflix is like they're going to be serious from now on.
And that's part of even when you look back at like 2019 and you look at all the look up 2019 Best Picture or look up 2020 Oscars.
Yeah.
Nominations.
They were talking about Manchester by the Sea and Amazon buying it straight out of Sundance.
Yeah, and that's how you go.
That was the first big one to win, be nominated across multiple
Yeah, look at that.
categories.
Parasite, 1917.
I was just about to say, was that Parasite's year?
Mm-hmm.
Parasite, 1917, Ford vs. Ferrari, Joker, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, The Irishman, Little Woman, Jojo Rabbit.
I was about to say the same thing.
Jojo Rabbit lit too.
All hitters.
Tiger Waititi, he was in Free Guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was.
He's in Free Guy.
Yeah,
he's hilarious.
Because he blew up with What We Do in the Shadows movie, and now he has a show.
And then he
has like 3 shows.
He's the reason why Thor came back. We were saying that before too.
Yeah, Thor: The Dark World was trash.
Seriously, tried to be too dark.
But
man, I gotta check that Marriage Story out.
I never watched it. I thought it was gonna make me get a divorce.
Yeah, probably don't watch it.
That's what I was thinking. I kept hearing that it's like a little too intense.
Yeah, I was like, I can't put that on my marriage.
Yeah,
I can't do that.
I was like, I don't think I want to watch this with my girl.
Yeah.
Like, do I like you? It's like, nah.
But yeah, Netflix. We're recording this before the Oscars, but they might have a shot at an Oscar.
Damn, so that was a fire year though. What was that? 2020?
2019, but the
the
awards were in. But like, there's my bias that says like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood should win, but then there's like, but also The Irishman, and then also 1917. But when you watch Parasite, you're like, oh yeah, Parasite for sure.
Yeah, Irishman probably got drowned out a lot just because it's so long.
Which The Irishman,
yeah,
for
like
sure.
a lot of people kind of. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because when you're arguing, the only other 3-hour movies were Marvel movies at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, something that like
that was Endgame, 2019, and but yeah, fucking The Irishman.
Yeah, and that kind of long versus Irishman long is like
completely different movies.
Different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like you gotta chill through Irishman on some parts. Yeah.
I think we're good.
But it's
now,
all worth
right?
it though. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Where are we at?
You can hear we're at 2.6.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
Damn.
All right.
Well, that was a hell of a.
Thank you for coming, Angelo. Like for real.
Thank you so much.
It was a
super last minute.
pleasant surprise.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me.
Shout out to. Thank you for all the support too. I know you've been riding.
Yeah. You always share.
Since day one, you've been like, or I think since when I announced that there was a podcast, you were like, I want to be on.
Yeah,
like right away.
Sure.
And so, and those people who said like I want to be on, and who actually want to be on.
You actually listened to the episode.
Yeah. Like Teddy originally said, "We'll go off."
I wanted to say, I thank you for bringing that up. Yeah. Teddy actually, I met him. He bought some stuff off me.
Oh, for real?
I went and linked up with him, and I only found out because of this podcast that I love his music.
Yeah, Teddy's dope.
So when he's come over to my house, Nate, and told me, "Hey, I have this friend Teddy. I went and saw him DJ, blah blah blah."
Yeah,
you went and told me, but in my head, there's so there's so many rappers out here that I'm just kind of like, eh. If I hear something, I hear it. So I didn't really look into it.
Yeah.
But when he came on here, he sounded dope, and like I loved where his perspective, a cool vibe. So I looked up his music, and bro, it's completely blew my mind. Like I was like, this is not what I expected at all. So shout out to Teddy. He makes
really good music.
And I had posted. I didn't know. Now I know, but he loves Disney vintage stuff. So he copped 2 crew necks off of me.
Fire.
So shout out to him. So we already made a connection based off of this podcast.
See?
Look at us.
All of this really matters.
Right.
Yeah. Shout out to Teddy, man. Keep killing it, bro.
But yeah, thank you. And for the people listening for like supporting and shit.
Yeah, thank
that shit's
you
so
guys.
cool.
We're at almost 2,000 views in a little under, or at a year we're at almost 2,000 views. So
yeah,
that's pretty damn good, I would say. Like that's pretty fucking.
And then we're like with just audio.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, just
like,
audio.
People want to hear us talk. That's crazy to me.
It's insane.
But like when we go video, like I was just talking to Menda about how the Mallory Bros just went on TikTok and how they gained like 8,000 followers in a week, and I'm just like, damn, that's crazy. And because Terrence, one of the twins, was like, he was like, I never believed like TikTok, like that shit's whack, whatever. But he said he just tried it out for marketing.
He just put clips up there.
Yeah, he put one clip up there, or like he put like a lot of clips, but one clip blew up, and he was just basically trying to say like you're one 30-second clip away from getting like
TikTok is killing Instagram right now. I'm on it, but I'm not on it. But I'm like, I need to figure this shit out because this is about to be what like Facebook was. Like when Instagram took over Facebook, that's what I was about to do. This is.
So that's why I'm really excited about this video shit coming out because it's only up from here for real. 100%. And we're riding this shit till the wheels fall off.
Yeah, consistency is key, man. That's as long as y'all are still doing this, I'm gonna keep supporting.
And I think that was our main thing starting out. Now we're back full circle of what we were talking about at the beginning of the episode. But like that was our main thing, was like we have to do consistent. Every single. And there was a time where Rob went out of town not so long ago, where he was gonna miss 3 weeks. So we set up. We were gonna record 3 days in a row, and put out week by week.
So you had it.
So we can stay. And like there's things we had to sacrifice, and I think I mentioned this. I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but there was times the episodes come out on Thursday. There was a time where we recorded on a Wednesday night because we didn't have any time through that whole week and a half to record.
You're like, people gonna be pissed if it don't come out. Even those days where I would like forget to drop it, or something happened where it wouldn't drop.
It wouldn't drop in the morning, like at midnight or whatever.
It would irritate me beyond belief.
And it would drop. There was a time where it dropped at like 5 p.m. But we always had to make sure.
As long as they see that it dropped.
Yeah.
That's all.
Like on paper, it dropped on Thursday.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we chose Thursdays, to be honest.
You said it. I was like, I don't know.
I like it though.
Yeah.
That's the one I go to. Whenever I'm out like digging, thrifting, that's what I'm listening to.
That's sick.
All day. Literally, while you guys were saying, if you're still listening, I'm like, thumbing through shirts. Like, yes, I'm still listening.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, that's dope, yo. That's dope. That's what I was saying. The kids were listening to it. Roman said, can I listen to your podcast? And I was like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about? He was like, your podcast? Like, it's not my podcast, it's Nate's. But I was like, sure, you can listen to it if you want. And he just sat there and listened to it. I was like, this is what the fuck is happening.
Oh, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm just really happy. And Teddy also hyped us all up about how we're doing and like what this is. Like as far as like a film podcast, it's a very like niche thing to do. And nobody's like tapping into it. Like, really, and so like the fact that there is a cool podcast that talks about movies that like could put people on to shit or just talk about the shit like the Batman or Dune, shit that people like.
Yeah, it's dope because I have so many podcasts that I listen to. It's hard to add one in, but it's a movie podcast. Like I don't have one, so it's easy. And for me to put people on when they say like, I'm not like. Got it. They're not like, oh, what's the podcast about? I'm not like, oh, they talk about this or
it's
that.
A lounge.
Like, no, it's a movie
that's the
podcast.
last thing we want to do is make this like a lounge podcast.
Exactly.
Which is kind of
off
what
topic a lot, but it always comes back
relevant.
to the movie. It always comes back to something that we were talking about before. We're rarely ever, but if you're not having some kind of conversation.
Yeah, because that's what film podcasts do.
Yes.
There's no, non sequiturs.
They try not
There's
to
no
like
personality.
Exactly. They try to sound like you said, highbrow.
And it's also the same podcasts that do like this needs to be an hour 15, and that's it. And
we're at an hour 15. All right, guys, let's cut it off. It's like how many times you hear us say we're at an hour and a half? Let's cut it off. And then there's a 30 minutes left.
Like we did this 3 times already.
Yeah.
We're like, should we end it? And then
we're at 2:12 now. Last time we asked was a minute.
Yeah, and when I hear that, when I'm like still thrifting, I'm like, keep going.
Like we're gonna
please just keep going.
I don't know. I think our longest one is like 2.5. Like
2.5.
Like
those are my favorite ones.
That's 2.5.
And it's usually with a guest. Because I remember the one with Josh was like 2.5. And
we had 2:15, so
What do you want to talk about?
Let's start it all over again.
Let's run this shit back
at 12:30.
But yeah, congrats, guys. Keep going.
Thank you.
This is the first year. Many more years to come.
Yes.
I can't wait till y'all hit You got to do something for the 100.
Yeah, that's what we were. That's what we were kind of talking about before, because I wanted my dad on for this for the 1 year, but I was just like, I'm not gonna wait until the 100 to have my dad on, but because I want him on, just cause he's
his perspective.
Yeah.
He called Amanda and said he wanted to be on. I was like, what's
for
happening
real?
right now? I was like, what is going on?
Because I was gonna say maybe he'd be quiet, but it sounds like
no.
if he wants to be on.
Yeah, but the thing is, there was people who came up to both me and Rob, not at the same time, but like different people would come up to me and people would come up to Rob and be like, oh, like I missed, the past 3 episodes, but I'm trying to catch up. And we're like, what? Like, you want to like catch up on the podcast? Like,
they be messaging when I post episodes. They'll say that. They'll send me messages like, "Do I gotta?" Even people back in my boy Mark is listening now. He was like, "Yeah, I was just listening to Nate the other day when y'all were talking about this." I'm like, "What the fuck is happening?
That's so crazy.
I don't know what's happening right now. You guys still listen to this? This is great. This
and
is
especially
amazing.
like I get a lot of feedback. Like a couple of my coworkers know that I have a podcast, and one of them heard the episode where we were talking about The Shape of Water, and me and Rob kind of got into it. And then someone was like, I was listening to it, and they were like, they were by themselves in their car listening to it, and they still felt like, oh fuck, like, is this?
I'm gonna turn it down real
quick. Like, just about to go down.
And they were like, can I say anything? Like, should I say something? I don't know. And they were like, I don't know if I should turn it off. But I was just like, that's cool. That like they're like really like in our conversation, and like listening to it. And
then even the back and forth, that one episode before I came on. When you
I think
guys
that was
were
the
going
same
at
one.
it, was that the same one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that one
That's
was
the one
like
everybody likes. They always mention that one.
It's just because
I forgot what it was about.
There's so much personality in it. Like you learn,
you hear passion
individual,
from both sides.
and you hear passion. That's probably what it is. The passion.
Because that's the thing. That's what the coworker said. Because she thought we were mad at each other. Yeah. And I was like, no, we just disagreed. Like we.
About Batman.
No, there was. Do you remember that episode? We were talking about The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
And I got mad at
and
Rob.
You called McG.
Yeah. I had to call him
on the pod.
Yeah. I had to be like, hey, so what'd you think about the ending?
And then still, we just watched it the other day, and I told Amanda, I said, tell me that nigga's still alive. I said, tell me that nigga dead. Tell me. It's a dream. Tell me it's a dream right now.
But anyways. But yeah,
that should be the year episode. We're going to finally settle this right now. No, but seriously, do you think he's alive or you think he's dead?
Fuck.
Till the wheels fall off. Yeah, I mean
family.
Yeah, I don't know. Exactly. Wait, what's the Paul Walker line that he says?
Like, dude almost had you?
No, the cuz one.
I said forget about it, cuz.
I said forget about it, cuz.
That's what you want to say.
Yes,
I said forget about it, cuz.
Yeah, that's the one I'll use for that. Yeah, I agree with both of you.
But
because I'm that type of person where I'm not letting it go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
I think that's one thing.
I'm going to let y'all both have
Nick
it.
has always said that. He's like, that's why I want Angelo on, because he's like me. He's like, he doesn't let shit go. If he thinks one way, I'm not going to like...
And that's one thing that Rob told me. He's like, I'm not backing down. Like, from my opinion, like even with something as small as like the end of The Dark Knight. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, this is my opinion.
Yeah, like,
I'm dying on this hill.
I think everybody knows, like, we both know, like, this is an opinion, first of all. You can't prove this or what. So you can get as passionate about it as you want. But to get upset about it is foolish. Because you can't prove either way. Whether you're right or not. So.
But, I'm just kidding.
Right. Unless I see Christopher Nolan. Hey, yo! Chris, let me talk to you real quick. That would be me.
But Rob just talks to Christopher Nolan like a regular dude.
I'm talking to everybody like they're regular.
Oh yeah, I put that on I posted your guys' clip from when Teddy was on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I like how they're casually calling everyone Marty.
Oh yeah.
From Martin Scorsese.
We were both like, oh, Marty and Bob.
Yeah, like this is Bob. I'm like, who the fuck is Bob?
Those are real film. Those are film fans. Right there.
I'm like, these motherfuckers right here.
Marty.
Marty.
Like, okay,
when I started talking Scorsese, he's Marty now.
It's Marty, yeah.
But But yeah, I'm really glad that people feel the personality. It's not just us having a good time. It's people actually listening, and they're like, oh, this is a good podcast,
and enjoying it and laughing along with us because I mean it's enjoyable.
There's a lot of laughing.
Yeah.
I hope in the next year we can have that thing we were talking about, like where we all go watch the movie together, like the podcast fans.
Yeah, like
we all go at one time.
Yeah, we want to we want to do the rent a theater. Have we said this on the podcast?
No,
I don't think we said it on the pod. No.
Should I? I'll say it.
Why the fuck not?
We want to rent a theater, like you could do it like AMC or whatever, and we want to like invite like people out and just be like, just come through, and we can all be in the theater and watch it.
Yeah. So when you go to listen to the pod and you're like, I was fucking there with you guys. I'm listening to it, like,
he's like, yes, you're right. I
for sure. And all my people, I'm gonna post it on my page, and we'll get all.
Do that. Yeah,
we're doing that for sure.
It's gonna be fun.
Sell merch there.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Merch is a big. We talked about it. We want to do a thing.
Dude, I see that at a lot of your ventures pop up. A lot of people sell their own merch at their ventures.
That Larry June one. That I
literally have I need to talk to you because I just thought of my idea, a shower idea last night that I want.
Those are the best ones.
Man. I get the Larry June. I was at the dispensary yesterday. 3 people came up to me to say, I like your Larry June.
And now Larry June is popping.
Super popping. I feel cool knowing about him before these niggas knew. I was like, yeah, my brother-in-law is putting me on. Like 2018.
He it's like every
It's
a lot of people don't know this, but I got a stash of them because I know every year.
Yeah.
They're going.
It's just gonna be.
They're going
because Larry June, he's just that dude.
Yeah. Every year,
people were growing. He's like that new type of hip hop. Like you're just I'm trying to keep my credit good, pay my bills.
Yeah, I'm not trying to have any debt.
Yeah,
I want to own
adult hip hop.
It's adult hip hop. Like I can fuck with this shit.
And let him get his hands on one of your shirts and him wear it himself. Shit's
that'd be
over.
Shit's
over.
That's over with.
Because even me making it, and you said like you sold like I don't know how many like within the first day or so.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
And I had people buying them that are like there's a dude that does a vintage page in Mississippi, and so like he's in Mississippi listening to Larry June.
That's crazy.
And he bought 2 of them first day.
Yeah.
Like, and he's in Mississippi. Like,
complete like.
Because, like, mind you, a lot of the ones I did sell were in Cali, which makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
but he bought 2 the first day from Mississippi. Like, come on.
Huge.
That's
Larry
wild.
June is big in DC.
Wow.
Because he fucks with DC.
He makes
heavy.
He
fucks with his producers are from the DMV, so he's like, I think
that's
he has
right.
like a condo there or something like that.
Oh, I'm sure he probably does.
So that's why they know about him. They're like, you ever heard of Larry June? Yeah, bitch, I know Larry June. What are you talking about?
But it's just super dope seeing how big he's getting, and like I was just talking about it with her. Like I love him because he just raps about regular shit, like taking a girl to go get smoothies at midnight.
He's like wiping off the table. He's like John Wick on the table, like, talking about his gun. But he's got John Wick on the table.
He's like, I'm gonna go to Target, buy some shit to clean the kitchen. Like that.
You're like, I'm about to go do that.
Right. Yeah, me too.
He shows himself washing his car. You're like, I do need to go wash my car.
Or I would send when he would post on his story, I would send his story to Menda all the time. Anytime he was using his blender, and he would just be like, yeah, like the whole time. That shit was so funny.
And he's funny. He's
hilarious.
His marketing mindset, you can see that this orange thing. He's been thinking about this for a long time. 10 years plus.
Forever.
Because now I'm getting Larry June ads for Lakai because he has like the shoe drop with them and shit like that. You're like, holy, he's going to come out with his own cleaning supplies. For sure. That's coming next. He's going to come out with his own cleaning supplies.
I'm buying that.
I'm buying it.
For sure.
And it would be like all organic.
All organic.
All organic.
Orange scented.
Hey,
Let me know when it
Larry
drops.
June, hit me up.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. He's vegan, right? Or he just eat clean food?
I think
he just eats healthy.
Yeah.
He still eats meat and shit, but it's like organic meat and
Bro,
shit.
he
like
has
that.
a video out, like a new video out, and it's just him like in his apartment and stuff, and there's shots of him. He's just curling a dumbbell. Like just one dumbbell. Like he doesn't like hit the gym crazy, but he just stays fit.
He's just a little bit, do some push-ups real quick.
Do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that.
Exactly.
So funny. Shout out to Larry June.
Yeah, Larry June's that guy, man.
But yeah, the merch would be awesome.
I was about to say that. Like, merch, we're definitely have been talking about.
None of this really matters, merch.
And
just the logo is fire by itself.
People love the logo.
I still don't know why you guys don't have stickers.
People love the logo.
Bro,
all of that
don't even know.
I think we were just
that was inspired by something.
First year, I think we all agreed it was like the first year we just want to focus on being good at podcasting.
Okay,
because people do that too soon. You start handing out merch. And you start selling stuff, and then it's another.
Because then that would end up like how other people do it, where it's like merch, just hyping it up, and then you don't stay consistent.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we were like. Let's just see if we can do it.
Let's try to do a podcast first.
This is probably the first thing I've ever been patient with like that. Next to music, this is like we gotta wait until this is like.
It's hard to be patient, but we know it's like worth it, and how how podcasting goes and shit like that. And I always reference Mark Maron and shit, and how he was with his podcast. Like, he wanted to do it, so he just recorded straight off the laptop microphone, in his garage. Exactly. And then he's been doing it for like 15 years, and he had Obama on his podcast.
Yes.
And like he just kept on doing it. Like 2 episodes a week he does.
And podcasting's not going anywhere. People are like, everybody has a podcast now. Like we're saying,
I'm like,
everybody's not consistent.
Exactly.
They said there's 2 million podcasts on all the streaming platforms, but only maybe 50,000 of them are actually still currently uploading episodes. So that tells you a whole lot about the podcasting. This is only going to get bigger. That's why they said we're going to be one of the few of like, we built from the podcast up. You don't know us from anywhere else. You only know us from this. But fucking like, you got Will Ferrell and them having podcasts.
Yeah.
Fucking
Always Sunny.
Always Sunny. Like, it's almost kind of unfair. You're like, I can't compete with these guys. Your first episode is 2 million views. It's like, I can't beat you with that.
But the pool of like viewership is so big that you can, because it's like being like a hometown rapper. Like, you don't need to be Jay-Z. You can be Larry June. And just be in your circle and making crazy money.
We're trying to be big in AZ. Like, we talked about, like, I'm trying to be popular in AZ.
That's always been my mentality, is where I've never really gave a fuck about anywhere else. Like, everything has always been like just Phoenix.
Because if you pop off in Phoenix, people move, people share it with their friends, people go somewhere, you're in the car. That's the natural. So you worry about where you're at. For shit, not even Arizona. Let's worry about Phoenix. And people know us in Phoenix, so that's 2
it's
million
a
people.
Growing fucking city.
Yes, that's 2 million people that we could tap into on a daily basis.
For sure.
Especially knowing the people we know. Like, such as you are one of them. And like, people who support us, and Teddy supports us, and my brother who knows a lot of, like, it's just so many people who can actually get it out there and distribute, just because of support, not even being a part of like the team for real. It's just as a fan, you're just, sticking with us, and that's shit's so dope.
Yeah, thank you.
And so like, that's why, and especially how we are, and kind of how Rob is about craft and shit, and how I guess perfectionists we are. And like, if it's not gonna be good, we don't even try to do it. And it's we make sure it's like, let's get this right, and make sure it happens. If it doesn't happen, then we'll fix it next time. But it's like, we're not, like we said, we're not going to do fucking merch, stickers, podcasts, fucking specials, whatever, like all at once. Because it's like, let's try to do one at a time. Even with like little things like equipment, like we very slowly just been building, but making sure it's the right equipment, making sure it's the right everything, just so shit doesn't fall apart,
Right.
Spend the extra $100 because it's nice.
That's what Rob taught me. Like, as far as when I'm buying equipment, because I'm trying to make movies, it's like, just buy the better one. Because
that's it. That's all.
Because that's how I felt. Like, I'm not renting from, I don't have a budget from a production company, renting from another production company. I'm buying this out of pocket, and I'm owning it. So once I have it, that's all I'm going to use, for the long run. And that's the same thing with all this. It's like, we're not in a studio renting time, where we own all of this. And so
it would have equaled up to what we spent on all this stuff. Period. Studio time by now would have equaled to what the fuck.
And I guess that's what it is. It's just building that foundation as far as just trying to make it good, face value. We care about our peace of mind rather than making fans happy. However that comes off,
Right.
But because we know we've been, pushing Patreon, when we created it. but really we kind of stopped because it's like we're not really doing nothing. So it's like, let's just make sure we got this under control so we can, you know, now we're able to do Patreon, you know, even with this camera, things kind of messed up because I guess once we get a longer cord, it would work.
Yes.
But like, that's what we learned, you know what I mean? And like, even the shit like in the beginning of the podcast when the kids would come in, like that's just shit we just ate that and just went on with it. Like we kind of don't care when we fuck up, whether if it's a fuck up or not, you know, we just learn from it.
But yeah, I've learned that from music. They're like, if you're ever playing a song on an instrument and you fuck up, don't make a face, don't do anything, because only you know you messed up. Most people ain't gonna know that you weren't supposed to.
And the thing is, some people might think that's fire.
Yeah, some people like that. Like, oh, they're in like their house. Like, you're not in some studio with like nice ass cameras.
Oh, they got like, some people might think that's like maybe a good touch. Like, oh, the kids walked in, you know, like it's a funny shit, whatever.
And it's normal to them. That's cool to see. Like, this is common to like, oh, you got.
By now, that's tonight? Crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like these little kids are like, oh no, they're recording.
Yeah.
Like,
and it seems more accessible. Like, oh, I could probably do this too. Then.
I want people to
you know what I'm saying?
And that's we say that all the time. Please make a podcast.
Yeah.
Like,
there's not a. I want to hear. I like people, so I want to hear what you think about this shit. Like,
but if you make a podcast, like we said a million times in this episode, just stay consistent with it. If you do anything,
that's it.
Just stay consistent with it. And I think that's where we should leave off.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So 229.
Yep.
Not bad.
230. Yep.
Perfect.
So thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you.
Peace out.
Peace.